Yeah, check it out, check it out.
He's locked in.
Yeah, check it. Hot damn black America again. Think of Sandra Bland as I'm staring in the wind. The color of my skin, they comparing it to sin. The darker it gets, the less fair it has been. The hate made, I inherited from them. But I ain't gonna point the finger. We got anointed singers like Nina, Marvin, Billy, Stevie. Need to hear them songs. Sometimes to believe me, who freed me? Lincoln a Cadillac, drinking a battle rap. So is it Godspeed that we travel at? Endangered in our own habitats. Them guns and dope, man. Y'all can have it back. As a matter of fact, we them lab rats. You built the projects for, now you want your hood back. I guess if you could rap, you would express it too. That PTSD, we need professionals. You know what pressure do. It makes the pipes bust. From schools to prison, y'all. They trying to pipe us to your political parties and fight us. Instead of making voting laws to spite us. You know, we from a family of fighters. Fought in your wars and our wars. You put a nigga in Star Wars. Maybe you need two. And then maybe then we'll believe you. See black people in the future. We wasn't shipped here to rob and shoot ya. We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women are created equal, including black Americans. Yeah, that's black America again. I'm gonna do another verse for me. Check it out. Check it out. From the same thing. Check it out. Keep that beat roll. Yo, we go here. We go. Here we go again. Trayvon will never get to be an older man. Black children, they childhood stole from them. Robbed of our names and our language. Stole again. Who stole the soul from black folk? Same man that stole the land from cheap black smoke and made the whip crackle on our back slow. Made us go through the back door and raffle black bodies on the slave blocks. Now we slave to the blocks cause on them we spray shots. Leaving our own to lay in a box. Black mother stomach staying or not. We kill each other more than the cops. I wish the hating would stop. We are at war and a battle with us. I know that black lives matter. Do they matter to us? These are the things we gotta discuss. The new plantation, mass incarceration. Instead of educate, they rather convict the kids. As dirty as the water in Flint the system is. Is it a felony? Or a misdemeanor? Maria Sharapova making more than Serena. It took Viola Davis to say this. The roles of the help and the gangsters is really all they gave us. We need Avas, Ta-Nehisi's, and Cory Bookers. The salt of the earth to get us off of sugar and greasy foods. I don't believe the news or radio stereotypes we refuse. Brainwashed in the cycle to spin. We write our own story, Black America again.
Well, I don't make my work for you to interpret it. I make it for black young people so that they can understand that we are at war, that we have to be strong-minded, that we have to be productive, that we have to be unafraid of expressing ourselves and getting what we want in this society.
But isn't there a danger in telling young people, encouraging them to be militant? Aren't you taking them down a track that can only lead to a cul-de-sac and at the same time alienating a lot of people who really don't understand or accept or even grasp that militant language?
Well, what most people who know my work know is that I don't only teach young blacks to be militant, I teach them to be intelligent, substantive, to make analysis. I think that America has to stop painting young black people as being uncivilized and irrational, which is what they've done in the coverage of this story in Los Angeles. I think that we have to look at the fact that black people didn't just run outside and burn out their houses because they were angry. The Beverly Center was wrecked, and that's in a white area. Korean businesses were targeted because that Korean woman shot and killed Latasha Harlins. And she was convicted of the crime, and she did not one day in jail. And we got 25% of our black male population behind bars doing exorbitant sentences for small crimes, and we don't get justice. These are the reasons why people were attacked.
Describe, as you see it, the gap between those young people and the rest of society.
The gap between young people and the rest of society is that young people don't have hope. Jesse Jackson says, keep hope alive. But there is no hope because they look at the leadership, number one, and they say, okay, to get along in American society, you have to be a sellout. You have to put on a suit, talk like a white man, ask for what white people want, say what white people like to be successful. And young black people don't see that as something that they want to strive for. We want to be able to be who we are, talk how we talk, walk how we walk, live how we want to live, and be producers and providers for our children in the future. We want to be African.
Didn't you want to go into politics once? You went to Washington and worked, didn't you?
I went to Washington and worked, but once I found out that there was no work going on in Washington, I decided that I didn't want to be part of that scenario.
What did you see? What do you mean no work going on?
What I saw was a lot of fake people, a lot of phony people. There are ways that I could intellectualize it, but I wouldn't even do that because I'm not trying to show you my skills. I'm trying to tell you the truth.
Well, I know from reading about you and from the young people on my staff, you have skills other than music, have we just seen. But what do you think about this, Robert Woodson?
Well, I wish the issue were as simple as the young lady is putting it. When I asked myself then if power is what we were striving for, and that was the call in the 60s, why is it in my city of Washington, D.C., we have been in control of the courts, we have been in control of the city hall, the school board, zoning commissions, and yet poor blacks in that city are no better off when they were controlled by whites. The same is true in Los Angeles, the same is true of Atlanta. The issue is, and so that we are failing our own people in some cases. And so it's really, in some cases, as I see it, it is the rules of the game that have to be changed, not just the sex of the ruler. Because if you take over a government structure that is not fair to poor people, that emphasizes downtown development, where 80% of all the development dollars that flows into these cities develops downtown, none in the neighborhoods. Yet the neighborhoods and the violence there is used as a rationale for getting urban action grants in the 60s and 70s. When that money comes, it does not go in the neighborhoods. And some black officials who are in control of it make sure that their friends are taken care of. And so that it doesn't matter then who controls it if what they do is corrupt.
The thing that we have to be clear about is the definition of power. I don't consider Mayor Dinkins to be powerful. I didn't consider Marion Barry to be powerful. I don't even consider the black woman who's there to be powerful. Tom Bradley, the guy in Los Angeles, I consider him to be pitiful, not powerful.
Who is powerful?
Powerful is when you can deliver resources, services, and substances to your people and not compromise. The only black people who can become mayors of these cities are people who compromise with the white power system and deliver the resources to other places other than our communities in Los Angeles. And I think the reason why we wouldn't be sitting here if they would have delivered the right verdict is because white people wouldn't have been hurt, white property wouldn't have been damaged, and America wouldn't have lost to the tune of $500 million. In terms of solutions, however, for young people, I see it as black people having to put pressure on the system, continued and consistent pressure. That we need to, I'm going to tell you what for. What we need to do is get our experts together, make an economic assessment of our relationship to America, our contributions to corporate activity, and divest from America as a white racist institution. Black youth, we spend a lot of money on sneakers. We spend a lot of money on gear. We spend a lot of money on jewelry, and we're going to have to be unified. For the first time in Los Angeles, we saw unity between the Bloods and the Crips. We need that.
Yes,
we need black
but
unity.
Sister Soldier, these two gangs out there were unified in looting the community. They temporarily abandoned their own enmity between each other and helped to ransack their own community.
That doesn't mean that I give up hope on their ability to become politically conscious. I think that black youth have been neglected and they've also been looted, which is why they're looted.
All right, what is good, my people? We are live back with another live episode of the Forecast, a live broadcast. Yo, what's going on, man? First and foremost, make sure y'all subscribe to my other channel in case I get another strike for the videos. I'm gonna put up another premiere probably sometime this weekend. So make sure y'all stay tuned for that and make sure y'all subscribe in case something happened. And what up, Brandon? What up, Bakari? Mr. Untouchable, what's up, my brother? Tyron, what's going on? I appreciate all of y'all for listening, you know what I'm saying? So, and I'm gonna tell y'all right now, we're sticking to the topic. I'm not trying to be on here all night, you know what I'm saying? I got stuff to do tomorrow, you know what I'm saying? But we just gonna, you can come on here, we'll discuss, you know what I'm saying, the videos that I'm showing, you know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna put the link in the chat in 1 second. But first, I want to show y'all one thing before we even get into it, because I'm not gonna lie, I probably shouldn't even be talking about this. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot more important things I could be talking about. I could be talking about Russia. I could be talking about, you know what I'm saying, a whole bunch of different things. A brother Amir Locke, you know, a whole bunch of different things. But it seems like y'all want to bring it back to the same things anyway. So you know, we're gonna go back to preschool then, and I'll let y'all, you know what I'm saying, play with crowns or whatever, and hopefully learn something. Hey, how you doing, Tanzan? Thank you for coming on. So I'm gonna show this real quick, and then I'm gonna put the link in the chat because I don't want it to just be a waste of a show. So I'm gonna show you something. Now this, how you doing, Raw? Now this is a story that happened a couple of months ago. I'm not gonna lie, I just saw it, but I want y'all to see some of it. And I'm only gonna play a little bit of it, but I want you to hear what happened to this sister, and then I want you to hear our response, and then we're gonna get into it.
Hello, everyone. I'm Tanya Meisenbach, and I am a burn survivor. I had to take a deep breath here at the beginning because it's really scary to show your face to a lot of people when you've been burned, when you've looked a different way your whole life, and then when I woke up, I didn't have a face at all. The surgeons at Grady Hospital are amazing. Number one, they're saving my life, face or no face. They kept
I'm gonna skip
sitting
some.
by the fire. I was outside a week before Christmas and sitting by the fire pit. Oh, one interjection. I just had surgery to straighten my eyes. So this redness in my eyes is not because I'm boozing or or any craziness. I just had surgery on May 12th. This eye was all the way over here and it was so embarrassing. It may still wander a little bit, so that's why I want to give you the interjection. If it wanders, just let it go. They told me it would be 3 months before I see the final results of the surgery. And I think, if you saw it, so it's got grates, you can even rotate. And so after we have some wine, have a good time, sitting outside, I remember it wasn't that cold. It was cold, it was December, but I was just wearing a fleece and the heat from the fire pit was enough. We didn't need the patio heaters or anything like that. So it was about 8:30, 9 o'clock. It's time to eat. So why wouldn't you cook on this thing? It's full of wood and charcoal and good flavor. So I come inside to get food, come back out, reach out to put it on the, sorry, I'm not used to being able to see my hair. Anyway, put it on the fire pit. And as I reach out, I get doused with lighter fluid by mistake. And it was so shocking. It's not like I was in a situation where there was a fire danger and a possibility I might catch fire and that awareness in my head, in my mind. It wasn't. I just went up in flames. It just hit this fleece and a long, long weave I was wearing. But thank God I was, because now it saved my actual hair. The cornrows and stuff saved my actual hair, even though they had to shave my head. But yeah, I just went up in flames and I ran. So I fed the oxygen and I was on my stomach and I said, "Dear God, is this really how I'm supposed to die? 45 years old and burned alive." And at that very moment, God answered me. The first time ever that you get an immediate response from God, right? I heard my husband, who I've somehow completely forgotten about. And he says, "Be still, baby. I've got you." And I didn't know if I was going to live or not, but I knew I was going to not be on fire anymore. So he put me out with his jacket. He burned his arms up to the elbows, doing so. Oh, here's my arms, just by the way. Here's the stuff I can't hide. This is how what do they call it? How the sausages.
All right, yeah, I just wanted to show you that. And you heard her say she got doused with it. And this is her husband who accidentally, she said by mistake, she got doused with lighter fluid, as she was reaching into the grill. And, she said, thank God that this very person who doused her with the lighter fluid was there. And this was the guy who saved her, you know what I'm saying? And you said her husband accidentally set him on fire after he sprayed her with barbecue lighter fluid. So, she forgave her husband after he doused her with gasoline and set her on fire. She endured $2.7 million of reconstructive treatment and is only halfway through the healing process. Like the story she said, her and her husband, this white boy right here, was out cooking dinner on their fire pit, and she's in Atlanta, Georgia. Unfortunately, as he prepared the fire, he said she leaned over. Now you heard her say like, yeah, the fire wasn't bad. I wasn't even like tripping. Like maybe I could get burned because it wasn't really no fire. I was just putting the food on there, and he doused her. But it's saying she leaned into the fire, and lighter fluid sprayed on her arm by mistake and face and her hair, causing her to go up. Now, how do you spray that much on her by mistake? That's what I want to know. But she was taken to hospital in Atlanta, Georgia, and put into an induced coma for 2 months. And she had to have a whole bunch of surgeries and stuff like that. She spent 6 months in the hospital. So yeah, I just wanted to show y'all that story right there. You know what I'm saying? Before we get into this other crazy, so I had to do something, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go ahead and put the link in the chat. And like I said, man, I just got some video shares to show, and so we just gonna comment on it, because like I said, I'm not finna be on here all night, you know what I'm saying, especially listening to y'all argue about some irrelevant stuff. But yeah, man, I just wanted to show y'all that story, because and then she said it was an accident, and she's like thanking God that the very dude that set her on fire, you know what I'm saying, put her out, so yo, what up, Tyron?
What's going on?
Nothing much. Yeah, so what you think about that story, bro?
It's crazy how people stick to people regardless. Him treating her fucking poorly. Like you don't accidentally put lighter fluid on somebody. He did that shit intentionally.
Yeah, that's a fact. Yeah, what's up, Hardcore?
What's up, Teron?
What's good, Alquan?
Hanging in there.
Yeah, you saw that story, bro?
I saw a little bit of it. It's crazy. I always say to myself, I always wonder where people get like acid and stuff like that from, and why they think of that kind of thing. I know females do it because you hear that kind of stuff all the time. They hate somebody, so they pour some acid on them. But only when
I know a relative that went through that shit,
and she was looking good, right?
Yeah.
But see, they don't pour acid on ugly people,
Nope.
I ain't trying to be funny, but I'm just saying,
Shit, if they don't have acid on here, they'll get Drano.
Damn.
Yeah, I had a relative that got spilled Drano on his face.
Damn.
Okay. All right. Well, anyway, so like I said, we ain't gonna be on here all night, and so I wanted to go over the topic of, even though it's a crazy topic, are East Indians black? Because I hear y'all talking about it all the time, you know what I'm saying? But like that's like asking, is Americans black? You know what I'm saying? Like there are black people in East India, you know what I'm saying? So just because y'all want to argue all the time, you know what I'm saying, I'll let y'all be in like preschool or whatever, and so y'all can color with crayons or whatever. But so I'm gonna show y'all a couple of screen shares, and then we'll comment on it real quick.
All right.
All right. So hold on, my computer keeps stalling out every time I get on the live. But yeah, with the East Indian thing, right? So we agree that there are Black East Indians, you know what I'm saying? But you know, I know y'all question is like, is the mixed people, are they Black? You know what I'm saying? But I want to go ahead.
I was gonna say, if one group of Black people's mixed are Black, why not somebody else's?
That's a good question, Alquan.
Yeah, that's a great question, because once you mix, you know what I'm saying? But
technically aren't since we had to go by the Pan-African thing, Pan-Africans compromise their entire full-bloodedness and say that oh y'all can't be Indian because y'all raped by white people, so that must make us mix. The reason why we don't look like the classical Bantu, Niger, Congo phenotypes, and that we are our own unique phenotypes.
Okay.
Whatever the Bantu looks like, I don't know what that looks like.
All right, so Bakari just came on here. What up, Bakari?
Hey, dang, Bakari, that's not Wad Dumela.
What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, forecast? What's going on, everybody on the panel? Alquan, Tyron, what's going on?
What's good?
Hey, Bakari, did you see the first story?
Yeah, I had seen that somewhere else. Yeah. You know, she said it was an accident. She taking up for her man. So you know what? I can't take up for her. I hate to say it like that. That's just a fact. Do I think it was an accident? No, I do not. But hey, she love her white man. She might get burned again. Who knows?
Yeah. What up, Pelez? What up, Seymour? And so that's why we here, you know what I'm saying? Because like we think everybody our allies, everybody our friends, you know what I'm saying? So we had to go back to the basics and see like who was really our friends and all of this stuff. And you know, next on the joint is the East Indians, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, are they our friends or not? You know what I'm saying? Are they us or not?
We never said that they are our friends.
Right.
No, listen.
The label Black.
Yeah. No, I say are they
as Black peoples by the white man. This is not us saying that because we
adopt
the word Black from Europeans, right?
But hold on, we're not over on y'all channel. We make our own rules over here. We don't let other people tell us who is who. You know, I make my own rules. That's what I go by. You know, but we're gonna look into it. Like that's the whole point. I know. Hold on,
bro.
I know we're gonna get into it.
I'm not going by personal stuff. I'm going by what the mainstream has said and what you're not informed in.
Okay. So we're gonna get into it. So let's do the first screen share. And I'm gonna go through these Jones, and some of these I'm gonna play all, but you know, some of them are kind of long, so we ain't gonna play all of them, so we don't be on here too long. But let's deal with the people that we do agree that are Black. You know what I'm saying? Let's start with that. Is just see how they treat it over there.
So one of the stories BBC Pop-Up was asked to do was to tell the story of Africans living in India and some of the tough experiences they have. We thought this would be a really interesting story. And instead of just filming it, we went one better. And the man who suggested it is going to help us to make it.
India is very exciting. Every day I go out, I see something new. There are lots of Africans now in India doing their studies, and they are facing a lot of racism. Recently, there have been a lot of news story about African being attacked, molested, beaten up. So when I heard the story, it makes me feel so bad about it.
Hey, how are you doing, guys? How are you, man? How are you today? What are your experiences with the Indians?
Indians, actually, it's not that much. There's not good chemistry between we the African and Indians. You know, we don't normally associate with Indians. You know, because normally Indians they don't trust us. Some of them they don't trust us.
Yeah, so it is very common in India. The Indians think that all the Black women they are prostitutes. When they saw you, they ask for you how much. Like, how much do you want me to stay with him, just ask this kind of question.
We all have similar experience, as they said, is because of the people, the local people towards us. Not all, some are very good, very, 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 very open-minded.
Let me skip to this.
Benjamin, some of the stories your friends told us was quite disturbing, and that largely happened. Be good for you to.
So after a long drive through the state of Gujarat, we're about to meet the Siddhi community near the town of Sasson.
I'm so excited, I'm really surprised to see some Africans here in India, this part of India, really. I really want to meet with them and interact with them more. Hello. Namaste. How are you?
Fine.
That's great.
400 साल के आसपास हमारा यहाँ इंडिया में हो चुका है और जो नवाब अफ्रीका से लेके आए थे और हमारे लोग यहीं शिप हो गए इसके आगे हम अफ्रीका की तरफ हमारे लोग नहीं गए
Basically, Aslam is saying if they go beyond the vicinity of the city and village in other parts of India, they are also stopped and frequently asked, "Are you from West Indies? Or are you from Africa?"
Wait, so hold on. So this dude who's interviewing them, they're the same. Like he's black and he's black too, right?
Yeah, and the black family, and the general black family. Yes.
Okay.
Exactly the same kind of questions you face in Delhi.
This kind of thing, how do you solve them? We also face them, but how do you tackle them?
हमको ऐसा बोलते हैं सब लोग कहाँ से आए हो तो हम लोग बोलते हैं अभी तो हम लोग इंडिया में ही रहते हैं ठीक है हमारे पूर्वजों सब 400 साल पहले इधर ही रहते थे इसलिए हम तो इंडिया के ही हो गए परमानेंट
They Indians too.
Do you ever have the feeling like you want to go back to Africa to go and settle in Africa, or do you still want to be in India?
अभी तो हमको इधर ही रहने का है ना इंडिया के
No, he's saying he's like any Indian. Why would he want to leave his place?
Obama ji jo
It's another one, but like I said, y'all can say something about it if y'all want to.
All right.
Now, with this video, what they tried to do was Africanize Aboriginal Hindustani people. When reality is the African, they don't really say that they Aboriginal to Africa. You got people in Senegal, the Lebo tribe that I showed you on Alquan's channel from Southpaw Karu's page, that he had captured interviews of African griots saying that they are not Aboriginal to Africa, that they're migrants from Hindustan. And with the label black, when it comes to East Indians that are Caucasoid in phenotype, when they immigrate to Great Britain, they are labeled black. Example, you have the black Southpaw sisters within Britain. That's one example as how East Indians are labeled black. It ain't got nothing to do with stuff like, oh, they are our friends or something like that. No, they just regular skin folk. They ain't kin to us, but they're just skin folk.
Right. It ain't about how if they agree with us or think like us. That's not what we deal with, because there are other Africans who don't like other type of Africans. Again, you got in this particular story, you notice that you got a trick that they like to do a lot when it comes to TV, Indians and other types of black people. They always like to have a Indian that's lighter than the African, and they don't like to show the Indian that's either the same color as the African or darker. They don't do that, like in that movie Bend It Like Beckham. That's what I noticed. They pulled that trick on in that movie too, and got a lighter Indian than the so-called black woman because they didn't want.
You mean like a mixed Indian, like a lighter one because he's mixed?
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we don't deny the mixing in India. That's pretty evident. Just like in Africa, and the black brothers in North Africa, that's still there, and they need the Pan-Africans' assistance that they ignore. So I mean, you got to understand it. Again, it's you don't have to think like another group to be a part of the group. You got Dominicans and Haitians; they're really the same people. But one group thinks differently about the other group. You know, it's really that simple.
All right, Bakari.
Okay, so they're black Indians, yes. African descent, yes, not just the ones they just showed on there either. You go back to their constitution. Black people actually wrote, Ethiopians actually wrote the constitution for India. Then they were turned on. And I gave you the source for that forecast, the Indian guy who talks about that. So it's any Indian's family. Yep, it's any Indians on our side. From my opinion, I would say yes. Because I've actually had some, shit that I dealt with that dealt with a whole lot of black people. Will I say Indian people as a whole on our side? No. But like I know some that proud, that will tell you they proud to be black, and that's what they rock with. They are black. But even with that, through the conditioning and the same type of conditioning shit that we have, don't get it twisted. Even some of them, the ones that are proud to be black, they stuck on that light skin. They stuck on that light skin. They stuck on that light skin stuff for sure. They most definitely stuck on that.
What do you mean by that?
They think the lighter you are, the better you are.
It's funny because from my experience, the light-skinned East Indians, my interaction with them, they've been cooler than the dark ones. The dark ones have been the ones with the problem.
For real, I never had no problems with the ones I dealt with. The dark ones, those are the only ones I ever heard, would say they're black and rock with you and out in black stuff all the time. Yep. Inviting you to parties to their house. For real. But they were stuck on it. They are color struck. The lighter the better, especially the ones that love Gandhi. I yield the mic.
All right, so we're gonna go on the next one. But hey, Tyrone, you missed the last show. So you think Mexicans are black?
The ancient Mexicans, yes.
No. I said, do you think Mexicans are black? The Mexicans of today?
Yes.
Oh, they're black.
Technically, they are.
They're not mixed. They're just black. Or mixed people are black.
They're half caste.
So I'm saying, but so mixed people are black to you, right?
Technically, yeah.
Okay. And all right, so I'm gonna skip because I had another one like that, but I'm gonna skip it to the next part. So I'm gonna share the screen. All right. Hold on. So this dude is black.
Hey man, those African features, right?
It looked like half of them, and then the other half looked like other people's features. So like changed, though, right?
I don't know. Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Other features came out the black man.
No, I said Europeans, right? He got like European mix.
Nah, I don't see no European features.
Not the straight hair and the no. Okay.
Ethiopian, if you want to go there, huh?
Mixed people.
To be fasting, they will close their doors, and they were not dead one.
हरामी और भाई इनका धंधा वही है ड्रग्स वगैरह का यही है
हर चीज़ खा जाते हैं सब करना ब्रह्म राक्षस तो है ही
Most of the Indians don't like how we live.
After 11, I'm scared to walk alone.
I feel scared.
Why am I here? What did I do wrong?
Why only start beating him? Because he's African, to beat him till you kill him and in front of people.
The police told us that maybe those guys that was drunk. Drunk? If they was drunk, why they didn't attack Indian? They attacked only Africa.
बोलते हैं बहुत बुरा हालत है यहाँ का माहौल ही खराब हो जाए देखो 5:30 बजे जब इसमें ड्रिंक करके निकलते हैं बहुत बुरा हालत है यहाँ का माहौल ही खराब हो जाएगा अगर ये कुछ दिन रह गए
Most of the Indians don't like how we live.
Even us, the foreigners who come to our country, might have their lifestyle, but we mostly like agree how they live.
10% लोग इनमें ठीक हैं और बाकी 90% तो सारे वही हैं, हरामी और वही.
Look at this brother right here, Bakari.
Look at that nose.
वगैरह जैसे यही है, लड़ाई के मूड में रहते हैं हमेशा.
Like other Indians, they park in this location and nothing happens. Nobody objects. Nobody says you can't park there. But because I'm black, I don't know, I don't understand. I parked there and he started assaulting me, pushing me around.
ये घटना बहुत ही बड़ी है, लेकिन तो भी ये racial discrimination का मामला नहीं है.
What makes it a racial attack was because there were a lot of people that was passing there. A whole lot of people that was passing there, and they stopped them, and they know it's an African person, and they leash on that person. Maybe if an European would have passed there, they see it's an European, they probably wouldn't have done anything.
They hate foreigner, they don't like foreigner, they don't want to see foreigner. That day, they were eating you, tell you back, go back to your country, go back to your country. What is the meaning of that?
हमारे यहाँ वालों की गलती है. अब मैं अभी 2-3 दिन पहले पीछे आ रहा था इस वाले रोड पे, मेरे ऑटो पे कोई नहीं था. कह रहा अगर वो नाइजीरिया का अगर कोई लेके आओ आप तो यहाँ रोकना. कोई मारा पीटी करते हैं, मतलब उनके पैसे वो से छुड़ा लेते हैं. कुछ दारू पी के लड़ जाते हैं, तो इन चक्करों में से लड़ाई हो जाती है. और क्या है,
आके मानो नंगे है कि नहीं यहाँ घूम रहे. सुबह को 3 बजे यहाँ गए नंगे नंगे टोले. तो भैया फर्क तो है.
When you are traveling outside, no one was asking you to change your way of living. You cannot go to the Congo like, as we are in Christian country, you Hindu cannot come here. No. But why for us we have to change here?
वो रात में after 12 o'clock बहुत शोर करते हैं, वो डांस करना और ये पी करके, ये बुरा लगता है क्योंकि उस समय हमारा सोने का टाइम होता है.
अब ऑब्जेक्शन ये है, इन्हें ये शोर शराबा करते हैं. पहली बात, आपने क्यों दे रखा है, इन्हें क्यों बसा रखा है? अगर आपको नहीं शोर शराबा पसंद है तो इन्हें रेंट पे मत दो, किराए पे मत दो. यहाँ रहेंगे और ना शोर शराबा होगा, आपको ना डिस्टर्ब परेशानी होगी. आपने ही बसा रखा है तो आप झेलो भी उन्हें.
If my neighbor is playing music that is loud, I can go to my neighbor, I will knock, Baba, Aramsi, you reduce. If they will reduce. But if you don't reduce, I will call 100. But not that I will sure start attacking innocent people.
We are not all the same. Like, there is good Indian, there is good Africans. There is bad Indian, there is bad Africans. We should not put everyone in the same box.
अच्छा रेंट दे रहे हैं, रह रहे, सबने रख रखा है.
All right, this is one more because this is really the only reason I talked about this story. I really didn't know like they was like really
You
lynching
ask yourself
people.
sometimes whether India is a racist society or not, and unfortunately the answer seems to be yes, judging by an attack on a man from Africa in the country's IT capital, Bangalore. Now, this is the case where a man who's been working in India for over 10 years was brutally beaten and racially abused after he asked 2 men on a motorcycle to drive properly. He spoke to Maya Sharma in Bangalore.
I saw somebody just pass before me with the bike in zigzag. Then I slowed down, first time, second time. And the third time, then I told him, brother, what are you doing? Because you might cause accident. So be careful. That's only what I say. Then what I heard from him, I expect him to say sorry. And then automatically say, you Negro, why you open your mouth and say, and they shout at me. I say, what's the problem? I don't expect you to shout like that because it's for my security and your security. You are a foreigner, you don't have rights to open your mouth here because we are the indigenous people of this land.
You were actually married to an Indian woman and you've lived here for many, many years.
So I am Indian like you. Don't look at my skin and say such thing because it will cause you trouble. Then he said, what I will do, I will just mash on you and what you will do. I say, okay, leave it. So some people try to intervene. The owner of the fruit, he tell me, Wando, leave it because he know me very well.
All right, so there you go, a black Indian. And like I said, it's the only reason why I showed it. But like I said, I wonder how they do how to differentiate, you know what I'm saying, which people to attack or not. But yeah, y'all can go ahead though. Tyron.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you obviously have the the origins of white supremacy with the Brahmin caste system. But other than that, you get the same results within Africa amongst Africans doing the same thing to each other. Like you literally have East Africans and South Africans doing the same exact shit to Nigerians and Ghanaians and moving in a land mass. And they all dark skinned and living in poverty.
Hey, but let me ask you this, right? Since we going by what other people say, they say they're not black. They say, "Oh, you're a Negro. We're not." And the other dude, the Mexican dude, said he's brown, not black. You know what I'm saying?
But
So what you think about
they
that?
are quote unquote black.
So they're not brown and they're not whatever they say.
They skin, all they damn skin. Every person on the planet is brown. When you bringing up words like black and white, those are statuses.
Wait. So everybody's black?
Everyone is brown skin.
Okay. All right, go ahead.
Everybody is flesh tone is on the spectrum of brown.
Okay. Oh, yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
All right.
What's there to argue about?
No, it's on hardcore out there.
What this thing is meant to do is milk the idea of should we continue to call ourselves of the label black, which we received that label from the FBI in the 1960s when it was a bad word to Bakari's generation, because you from the Generation X baby boomer era, right?
I don't know Generation X or baby boomers. I'm not from the 60s. I was born in the 70s.
You born in the 70s? Well, it's in your parents' generation, because the word black used to be an insult before the 1960s.
All right. And let me ask you one question. Then it's on hardcore. So you said so we don't call ourselves black. What should we call ourselves?
You can call yourself by your actual indigenous ethnic group.
Yeah, what was the name? Because you told me before, I forgot.
A lot of Black Americans already tell you what their ethnic group is or specific tribe. They say
no, but you said we should all call
Seminole, Shinnecock, Blackfoot.
All right. Okay. So go ahead, hardcore.
Yeah, I was watching the clip, and again, you see certain types of Africans in contrast to the Indians. You know, I guess they don't want to show Dravidians in there and how they may be treated in India. But also, you got to keep in mind, they're stereotyping them like they stereotype us. But with my interactions with Africans, they're the opposite of us. Kind of more docile. They're not loud. They don't dress kind of like the way those females were dressing in there. So I find that kind of odd. I don't even know where those Africans were from. And obviously, they may not all be from the same place. Plus, you got to understand, a lot of people don't realize it, but you got gang warfare going on in India. People doing what people in the United States do with guns, banging it out, shooting each other. That goes on in India, and it's not by the Africans either. And then I saw another video. Well, first of all, China and India, it's funny how they're not really inviting. They come here or to other white countries, make it happen. And the white man promotes this multiculturalism, but they don't promote that in China or India, which I find to be pretty odd. The white man should force them to be multicultural. But lastly, there are videos on YouTube where you can see Africans of a more Indian phenotypical comparable type, such as the Somalis and the Ethiopians, and they go to India. Their interaction is different. See, they're not going there being punks. They're going there getting Indian women and marrying them. That's what they're doing. And they bringing back harems. That's what they're trying to do. So those are videos on there too. So we can't just show one type of African in their stereotypically African scared behavior.
Yeah.
I'm done.
All right. Forecast, you had those videos of you still had that stuff of Dr. Velu that I sent you.
Yeah, but email it to me.
You don't have to play it or nothing. No, but the reason I asked that, because when they say it's just they show one type of African, the ones that don't look like that. You see Dr. Vilu Anomaly, and that's actually him and Renoko Rashidi is who I started listening to. I started listening to Dr. Vilu, and he was the one who was explaining their history. Dr. Vilu Anomaly, who was explaining their history, helped me understand it. I was like, wow, so I guess there is. And at the same time, it had someone telling me, yes, there were, but no, even those with the Ethiopian type, they get they get treated bad as well, you know.
I haven't seen any video on that. Oh.
Say it again.
I was saying I haven't seen any video on that.
Oh, you haven't? Oh, okay, yeah, they trust me.
I seen them going over there and they're getting treated with respect, and like I said, Somalis and other East Africans, they're going over there bagging Indian women, trying to younger ones, and trying to bring them back to Africa and marry them in the harem.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I absolutely that probably is so. But yes, that's why I asked, has anyone ever heard of Dr. Vilu Anomaly?
Oh yeah, I heard of him. Now if he didn't call himself black, you probably wouldn't call him black.
Well, I probably would have, because around the same time as when I started meeting a couple of Indian people who was telling me about that. I'm being honest, I probably wouldn't have. I had never met any Indian people, in all honesty, and was telling me their history and everything. So I'm not saying you're wrong, but you go on. But I had to learn. But now when we go on and we start talking, then you hear someone say, "You go to everybody on Earth was." I ain't trying to take it there forecast, but everybody on Earth was brown. That's one of the things. I'm just being honest. That just absolutely irks me, and we start making up stuff and saying being black was bad, being black was not.
How are you making it up, Corey?
Yeah, hold on. We gotta go one at a time, so we ain't on here too. I'll let y'all do it at the end, but we gotta go one at a time.
But being called black, someone using the term black. Black, you can go back. Black was a description. You can go back to the 3rd century. What people was called black. Black is not a new American term per se. People been called black for a long time. It's nothing. It's like it's nothing new. It was a description. Matter of fact, if you go back and study 3rd century, everybody on Earth was considered white except African people. Those are the people, everybody who they knew at that time was considered white, except African people. Asian people were considered white, all of them. So being called black, and that is something you can look up and study, and you can study all that, and you can easily find everything that I just said. But black people, African people was considered black. Being black was not a bad term. White people might have y'all thinking being black is something bad. Or the Moorish religion might have you thinking that saying black is something bad. I'm not telling you if you don't want to be called black, you don't have to be called. If you don't want to be called black, I won't call you black. But I'm just saying it wasn't a bad term. I yield the mic because I ain't gonna be on
All right. Tanzania came on, and then after she go, I'm gonna let you respond. Say real quick, Tyron. Then we're gonna go to the next thing. But yeah, what's up, Tanzania? How you doing?
I am chilling. Thank you. Oh, sorry, wrong one.
No, that's the right one. That's the right one.
Okay, to get to the question, I think it's two answers to that question, because the first one is this: when we say, everybody's black, then it's the same thing as saying everybody's human and we are all human and humanity and all that. That's what it sounds to me. So we can't go into it saying we're all this. We have to say who we are and who is not. How I look at it, and I may be completely wrong, how I look at it is this: the black people are the ones who stayed for the most part, And then because there was three phases, of humanity. The first one was just when every single human on earth was just black, African, kinky hair, all of that. And then there was a second thing with the migrations when some left, they assume it was around, maybe the earliest was about 70,000 years ago. So the people who left are the ones who became sort of, different. Things happened. When they came back, they looked different. Or when the other people came back, they looked different. Or however they came about. But the ones who came back were different. Now, we can look at, whether that makes, Black Americans African. For me, I look at it this way. There was the first one 70,000 years ago, and a lot can happen because even it changes mutation. It doesn't take, a few thousand years. Mutation actually takes a long, long time. So 70,000 years is a long time to be gone and still considered, family. But on the other hand, 500 years, 1,000 years, 2,000 years, 6,000 years, that is a blip in, human history. So we are still, I still consider Black Americans to be Africans because the amount of time that has passed is not enough to, completely sever the link. Now, there could be differences, there could be, changes and all that, but it's not enough to say that, they have completely lost their African lineage. Now, the other people who left, if that's, how the story goes, they lost most of it, and in stages. When it comes to the East Indians, this is, I think, what happened. There was a time when Africans, Ethiopians, Kushite, and so on, did occupy, the Hindu Valley. In fact, the Harappa civilization was built by Africans, if the historians are correct. But it was also invaded, about 3,000 BC by a group of, Aryans who were sort of spread from Persia. So they went and but they were an elite, but they were a minority. So they did, intermingle, and that changed. But the reason for me that the Indians who are there, who have lived there for the longest time, are not necessarily us, because they have been away for a long time. They have their own culture, religion, and all that. But even physically, I think the one thing that separates, and the reason why I still look at Black Americans as African, is the hair. As much as we put on the weaves and all of that, underneath all of that, our hair is still the same, so but that's the difference I see with the dark Indians, the dark ones with the long hair. They do still have, that darkness, but the hair is, is completely stringy. The Africans have the one different, unique feature, which is the hair. So there may be some who are actually darker than even some Africans, but the Africanness is still, they're dark with European features and European hair. But African Americans still, even the light ones, they still have African features. That's what I think. Now, on the second part, the 500 years ago, remember, slaves were also taken from East Africa. So some of them, ended up in Arabia, some of them in India. Sorry? I'm sorry?
Because I got a rebuttal for you and Bakari.
All right, yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna let Tanzan finish, and then I'm gonna let you respond to Ron, and then Mr. Untouchable, and then I'm gonna let y'all go around one more time, and then we got to go to the next part. But go ahead, Tanzan.
Oh, sure. Okay, I'll try to be brief. So, the ones that I'm saying that are Africans are the ones we saw in the videos, the cities. So they went there. Some of them were taken as slaves. Some of them were started going there before they were slaves, as merchants, traders, all of that. So there was an African presence in India and in many parts of those other places. So those people, especially the ones we saw in the videos, the cities, I would consider them still Indians, but I would consider them as still Africans, the same as I would consider the Black Americans. Yes, but the ones who the dark skinned with the string hair, those ones I wouldn't consider them. But yeah.
Okay. All right. Go ahead, Teron.
All right. Now, I'd ask you first, Tenzin, who told you that narrative, and how does that apply to you? Because from your accent, I assume that you're from Africa, right? Or India?
Yes. No, not India.
What part of Africa are you from?
East Africa, Kenya.
Kenya? All right. Now, who told you guys that this is your oral history?
Not mine, it's the cities. If you ask them, they say that a lot of them came from Africa and then they stayed in India.
Now, who within your tribe? What's the name of your quote unquote griots? In West Africa, they say griots. What's your historians?
No, this is not something that
What
I
did
was
your
told.
historians say about your oral history and origins? Because what you were referring to was the outer Africa theory that was created by a bunch of white Eurocentric think tanks within London.
Okay, well, I could be wrong about that. I'm just saying what
I can tell you right there, from a nature standpoint, stringy hair, afro hair does not exclusively come from Africa. You literally got animals outside of the continent of Africa with hair texture similar to the quote unquote black man and woman, such as the penguin. You have the American bison. You have the alpaca or the llama within South America. You have the European millipede, and you have the lamb. So who's to say that the quote unquote Negroid race originated within Africa? And you have like a whole bunch of African tribes saying that they are nomadic people and migrated into Africa. They are not Aboriginal or original inhabitants of Africa.
What
and as a matter of fact, I could say that straight hair originates in Africa and mutated within Africa because the Neanderthal itself does not originate in Europe. It comes from Africa. They migrated out of Africa.
Oh, okay.
That is not true. Tanzan, no, Tanzan, no, I'm going to ask
you just said
no, Tanzan, I got you,
people. Hold up, Tanzan, don't interrupt.
Tanzan, I got you.
Yes.
Because she already said she didn't know what she want to talk about it. So why y'all always try to go around me with that? Because she already said she didn't know. Okay, she guessed it not, and she didn't want to talk about it. So why you keep trying to hit her with it? She just said it.
Yeah. Go to Bakari because you said you had a response for him. Cause I gotta let Mr. Untouchable go too.
Bakari, you just said it was a lie that people didn't call themselves black before the 60s. They didn't call themselves black before the 60s. They said Negro. They considered calling each other
Negro
black
is Spanish, mean black.
So what? Hold up, Bakari, because you playing semantics. Because back then, and I can use a source. One of my sources would be Richard Pryor. He also was born in that time frame. He remembers what it was like before we were given the label black. And I also have a relative that remembers this shit because every generation, every 30 years, every 30 years, every decade, we always get a name change to discredit the Indian within our own genealogy. So when we get back to like before the 60s, everybody was calling themselves colored or Negro or mulatto.
No.
It wasn't until the CIA and the FBI planted the quote unquote concept of blackness within our community and Africanized, gave us a new foundation of Africanizing ourselves and misappropriating random shit within the African continent. That came within the 60s with the movie Raising in the Sun.
Hey, look,
and
Pelez,
like Root.
Hey, hold on, Pelez. I can't let you on right now. You gotta have to come back in a little while. I can't add no more people on here, so I got you though when you come back though. But yeah, hey, so Tyron, because I gotta let Mr. Untouchable speak. I know.
Can I respond to that? Then let Mr. Untouchable speak because he get to steal a whole lot of dumb stuff. Then just skip over the response.
No, I know because it's gonna come back to you. No, hold on.
I'm telling you facts in history.
I don't think because Alquan might want to make his whatever, but it's gonna come to you, Bakari, and
I'll wait after Mr. Untouchable.
All right, but Tyron, because you said now black. I asked you before, what should we call ourselves? You said our tribe, right?
Yeah, your specific tribes.
So let me ask you a question.
You're
Would
a
you?
specific ethnic group that you come from.
So
For
let me ask you.
example,
Wait. So let me ask you. Like, so would you join a militia to, for the Sioux tribe to help them get like their oil and stuff back?
the Sioux is not my tribe. My ethnicity is Muskogee.
So you wouldn't help the Sioux people help them get their stuff back?
Absolutely, I would help where I can, but my problem is our problems are with Black America and us finding our shit. Because the Sioux, the Mongol style Native Americans are not going to help us. We're going to have to figure out working for
Well,
ourselves
no.
to get our fucking
The sister that was
genealogy
on the
and
channel
shit
was
together,
no. Wait.
resources together.
No, the sister that was on the channel with Hardcore, she was a Sioux Indian.
Yes.
So you would like join her militia to help her get her land back, right?
Absolutely. If she's a quote unquote our people.
But no, she's not. She's not Muskogee
our
though.
shit. What?
She's not Muskogee. She's not your people.
Hold up, forecast. Hold up, because what we are doing.
Okay, don't let him control your channel.
No,
how
go ahead.
am
Let him talk.
controlling his channel?
Yeah.
You
go
keep
ahead,
interrupting me, Bakari, because you can't handle.
Answer the question. Go ahead. Say what you was focus. Say what you was gonna say. Focus.
So what I'm trying to say is, we are all quote unquote FBAs or Black Americans or
whoa. We all Black.
People of this landmass, right?
We all Black.
We are trying. What we're trying to do is connect our people of our phenotype and bloodline to get ourselves back into our tribal standing, which is a lot of us identify as American Indian before claiming anything else.
All right. So you said we all Black, but go ahead, Mr. Untouchable, and then
I didn't say we are all Black. I'm using that for communication purposes because I said you cannot use that word Black, but we are unplugging from that ideological thinking and reversing all of that and connecting us back to tribal ethnicity.
Okay, so you'll help
just like Tenzin, you have an African woman on your page, right? She has a specific ethnic group.
Right.
Jabali Munene misappropriates her culture by claiming to be Kikuyu or some shit like that.
All right, go ahead.
Talking about forecast, you just letting them keep going screwing. Because I'm getting dumb, and the more he talk, I'm just losing brain cells.
No, you have to let them do that because they, say stuff they go back when they were later. You just gotta wait, That's why they're not patient, like what I'm saying. But go ahead, Mr. Untouchable.
Oh, respect to you, forecast. Respect to everybody on the panel. Yeah, man. I just had to show my young brother some support and love. But I have a question though, because the brother said that that the color, y'all went from colored to Negroes. They used to refer to yourself as Negroes, but y'all originally are Indians. And I'm wondering about, and he basically said it was the CIA and the FBI who brought in this idea of Africanizing the Black people in America. But I have a question, because the African Methodist, the African Episcopalian Methodist Church was started in, I think, in 1816, and the CIA was founded in 1917, and the FBI was founded in 1908. So why is it that Black people was referring to themselves as Africans, as far as African is concerned, in 1816?
You want to know why?
Yeah.
Because they were trained missionaries and pastors that was given that directive by their Freemason white supremacist handlers. Before the CIA, you had the Royal Geographic Society in London. You had organizations such as the American Colonization Society that were trying to immigrate Negroid Indians to Africa and whitewash the American Indian with some Asian imports and themselves.
So
wake them up, brother. Wake them up.
Wait a minute, brother.
Come on now.
First, you said
People like, hold up, wait, because I'm about to answer your question with the
no, let the
African
man
Methodist
finish. You just
Church.
answered the question, man. He been
Yeah.
Hold up, because I'm getting
hold
to
on,
the
stop.
point. I'm getting to the crux.
No, stop. Let him go, and then you go, and so we can pass it to let her go and Bakari go.
Bro, I'm making 5 seconds. 5 seconds. Give me 5 seconds. Because the AME Church with Absalom Jones and what's that brother name? Escapes me. Richard Allen. They were Freemasons. They did not actually come from Africa. They was given that ideological paradigm by their white handlers.
So
their own relatives never told them that they came from a specific village within Africa. You have individuals like Oloda Equiano made up a whole royal identity for himself.
What year did the colonization society what year was that founded or established?
The American Colonization Society was established right in smack dab in the middle during slavery.
No, I'm saying what year?
They had freedmen.
Do you know what year?
Slavery. What year?
Yeah, do you know?
I'm gonna pull up the year.
It was founded in 1817. So,
yeah.
So I'm asking because first you said it was the CIA and the FBI.
Yeah, they reignited it.
Oh, let me finish. First you said it was them. Then you said it's the Freemasons and some other people, including the African Colonization Society, which was this was after the founding of the African AME Church. This was after 1817. Is after 1816. So we have an issue now because if the African Colonization Society had an influence, then one would come before the other one rather than one coming after the other one.
You mixing up the two things.
We having problems
Hold
with
on, the Royal Geographic Society. It got its start in 1788.
You said the American Colonization Society.
I said the Royal Geographic Society. And then after that came the American Colonization Society.
I got you, brother.
All right, so let Alquan. Hold on.
Society
all right, Tyrone, let Alquan
also
go.
the African Association.
All right, let Hardcore go so then Bakari will go.
Okay, yeah, thank you. I was listening to Tanzan. I guess she's from Tanzania or Tanzania, however you want to say it. Now, you did say something to the effect that the Indians are not us. And I'm not sure who the us was because you didn't specify that. But I'll let you specify that if you'd like to do that now, or you can wait till after I'm done. Which I only really have 3 comments. And then you said something to the effect that they've been away for a long time, which would suggest that they must be, I guess, when you say us, could be the African. And we also have to keep in mind that India was also connected to Africa. So that shouldn't be a shock that the two peoples are black. If you can respond to that, Tanzan, I appreciate that.
Yes. In regards to the first one, you said that Indians have us. Oh, yes, the us. The us, I mean people, black people of African descent, of recent African descent. And by recent, I mean in the last, say, 2,000 to 5,000 years ago. Excluding the migrations, that were done from, the Levant. So yes, and India was a part of Africa, and it branched away. But most of the continental shifts happened way earlier before humans even began to exist. Just like Pangaea, the whole all the continents were one. And India does have a climate very similar to African climate. Also South America, which was also a part of the original Pangaea, which was closest to Africa. So yes, all these countries are going to have similarities, in climate and culture. And what I say by us is, like I said, black people of recent African descent. So
Okay.
yeah.
Now, Tanzan, I was wondering if you could help me solve the mystery, because you did say black people of African descent. Can you explain to me who is black, what is black, and what does black look like?
Well, all of us, if we look in the mirror, yeah.
Well, if I looked in the mirror, I may not qualify. So could you tell
Well,
me?
I
look like an
wouldn't
East
know. I
Indian
think
man, Alquan.
Explain to us, how is your skin black if it's brown? Explain that.
Now, let Larry, I want to hear her answer. Somebody got to answer this question for me. I've been dying to get an answer.
what is the technical reason why brown people are technically called black?
No. What is that? What is black and what is African? What are they supposed to look like?
Okay. Usually they're dark skinned. They have kinky hair. Some of them have broad noses, not all, but typically they do.
Can you pause right there?
Yeah.
You said some have broad noses, some don't, but typically they do.
Uh-huh.
But if one doesn't, then how's one African over the other?
They still have certain qualities, not every broad-faced, broad-nosed white is going to enter in either. So the first thing would be the black, technically brown skin, yes. So, and all the other features. But if you had to do a fast and quick take, I would say, dark hair, kinky hair, and dark skin.
Okay,
black
but what
skin,
about the Africans
brown
without the kinky? What about the Africans without the kinky hair?
Well, most of them are usually mixed, but like we say, they are mixed, but they're still, Africans.
But how come we can't find how come we can't find the mixture, the origins of the mixture?
Well, we know the origins of the mixture. Most of the mixtures happened with invasions.
But I mean,
foreign occupations or interactions or trade. So yeah, people.
Let's take the Somali. Who are they mixed with?
Usually the Yemenis.
Yeah, but if you go to Yemen,
Yemenis and Omanis, yeah, they came a lot. The Bahrainians also mixed with them a lot.
Yeah, but the Yemeni look like the Somali. They're light ones,
Sorry?
but those. I said the Yemeni look like the Somali, but they're light ones, but those are usually coming from the Ottoman Empire.
Well, yeah, because the Ottoman Empire was also a mixture. There was the Turks, there were, the Arab Muslims. So yeah, they would have a varied look.
Yeah, y'all better leave Tanzan alone, bro. Like, that's the only reason I ain't stopping it, because I know she a G.
You ain't stopping it because you smell the good food that's cooking. That's why.
The good food that's cooking. I don't get that one.
You think about that one, you get it. But yeah, Tanzan, you got the Yemeni. They look like twins of the Somali. The ones that do look like them.
Well, if two people mix, you're going to find people who look like each other on both sides. You'll have Somalis who look like Yemenis and otherwise.
Yeah, but you're not explaining where the mix part comes from.
And then on top of that,
in what way?
Are you that they originate from Yemen?
Okay, that dude doesn't talk forever, man.
I know.
I'm be quiet, man.
Yeah, you gotta let them go.
Pryor doesn't have the patience for knowledge, man.
No, it's on Alquan though. You can't cut your old man off. You know what I'm saying? But and then it's on Bakari because Bakari haven't talked to
with Alquan. Like the rap.
Okay.
Hey, Tanzan, they think everybody in the world is black. That's what's
well. I mean,
not necessarily. I mean, even if you do find the presence of black people, that doesn't mean that everybody is. If you find a statue somewhere, yeah, there could have been and I'm not saying that Africans were solely limited to the continent. They moved around. They traded. The Somalis traded with the Yemenis. That's one way of mixing.
I'm trying to get to the point. What was the mixture with the Yemeni and the Somali? How was the Yemeni different from the Somali? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Well, the Yemenis, the Yemenis were actually what some would call the darker Arabs, because the original Arabs, the pre-Arabic Arabs were Persians. They came from Persia and parts of the Sumerian Empire. So they were usually the light-skinned one. And so, like I said, there were Africans who were there, and some of them mixed with them, and that's what you see, with the different variations.
But you know what? The ones that came from what you call Persia. That's usually the case for Bahrain and Oman, but not necessarily Yemen.
Well, that's what I was saying. So the Persians did mix, with the pre-Arabic, well, not pre-Arabic, but before, the whole Arabic term came into play. But the ones before that, they were the Persians, the white Persians, I would say. So the Arabs mixed a little bit with some of the darker people around them, and they became dark. But the ones who had the greatest admixture were the Yemenis, because they're the closest to the African coast. So the closer you get to the African coast, the darker the people become. Even in Europe, in the southern Europe, let me finish real quick. The same applies in Europe. When you go to the southern parts of Europe, Greece and Italy, Spain, all those people, you see a darker hue of the white people. And the further up you go, the less dark it becomes.
Well, no offense, but that's not true, because if you look at the former Yugoslavia, got a lot of blonde-haired, blue-eyed people, red-haired, blue-eyed people, the Ottoman Empire.
Yeah, but they're not right next to the coast of Africa.
Well, I mean, it's on the Mediterranean.
No, Yugoslavia is not in the Mediterranean. Yugoslavia is in the Balkans, in the heart of the Caucasus.
Yeah, where's the Balkans at?
Oh my goodness!
Africa ain't its own continent, but it's
then the
one supercontinent though.
And Ottoman Turk rulers are red-headed, blue-eyed white people.
All right, hardcore. So it got to come back around to you, hardcore.
Okay.
All right. So it got to be on Bakari. But like, y'all picked on Tanzania, but y'all can't really. That's the only reason why I ain't say nothing, because Tanzania can handle herself. But go ahead, Antoine DeMilla.
Oh my God, man, you lose brain cells, man. I'm being honest, man. I think I just lost about 15 or 30 in between there. Man,
be honest. You lost them a long time ago.
Listening. That's a good one, Alquan. I'll give you that. Listening to some of this stuff, man, and the dude just like Tyrone, he just keep going, and the more he talking, and he's just making up stuff, and I'm getting almost, the older I get, the less tolerance I have. I done turned 50, and I really don't have no tolerance. Oh my God, you see what I'm talking about, forecast?
Yeah, you can't cut them off. You gotta let them finish. I'll let you go for mad long, Tyrone. You gotta let them finish, and then we'll go to the next part.
Black people call themselves African American all the way back in 1782. It's been documented. Afro American around 1630 is short for Africa. You go, you see Mary Mathau Bactoon. Her paper was Afro American Women's Journal, and he said something about Richard Pryor talking about it in the 60s, and wouldn't nobody come. Man, my dad was born in 1920. My great grandmama was literally my great grandmama was literally born into slavery. You run around talking about black, they never had a problem with calling themselves black. My grandmama, who was born in the late 1800s, never had no problem with calling herself black. They did not see black as an insult. People just get on here and just start making up stuff. They just make it up to make it up. They entertain people, but they act like this. He act like he was saying something so profound and so smart, and he wasn't saying anything. Even when Mr. Untouchable, he was talking about the FBI and the CIA and all that, and Mr. Untouchable, when it started. Well, this was way before this. And then you come back and you start to, they just go to making up stuff. You get absolutely confused. Now back to the Indian people, right? Indians, if you study the culture, you start, because I'm gonna be honest, I never started looking at really this until, like I said, I had an Indian guy talking about black, and he started talking about their African heritage, their African history. And he started telling me about a connection they always had with Ethiopia, right? Then I started listening to Dr. Vilu. So then I started looking at the food, because they invite me to a party. I didn't go, but they got some food. They brought me some food. I couldn't make it to the party. In the food, Indian food and Ethiopian food is very similar. A lot of their stuff is extremely similar. Is very close. You understand? So when you go to talking about who the Ethiopians are, I just say they mix with damn shit. Arab, some of them, not all. Do I believe all African people is gonna have kinky hair. Not necessarily so, but hey, could have some down in their blood a long time ago. Are those people black from Ethiopia, Eritrea? Forecast, you ever seen Jamila on my panel? You seen her before, right?
No, I haven't seen her.
Oh, you never seen her when she cammed up on there? Well, for the record, the next time she come on, I'm gonna tell her to cam up. And I go, her mom is Eritrean. And I want you to tell me whether she's black or not. Some of them male mixed. And once again, that even would show a color caste system amongst black people, some black people in their own countries about who they're going to put out front. Right? Because there's a reason Marcus Garvey and Haile Selassie didn't get along. So the people always have, it's been problems and it's going to remain problems. But is East Indians black? Yes, the black East Indians are black. The ones that's not black, they are not black. And no, I don't. I saw what Alquan put in the chat. No, I don't think black people was all over the world. I think that's a made up, feel good rhetoric. Even when the dude tried to mention the out of Africa theory and some Neanderthals, and no, even when you study science, they don't even teach it that way. The Neanderthal DNA came back into Africa. Africans came back. Even science tell you anatomically correct modern humans, which is what we are, Homo sapiens, left Africa 300,000 years ago. And even it teaches that they bred out or killed off or replaced archaic humans, a different species of human. Then some of those Africans came back. So that's how some of that Neanderthal DNA would get into Africa. But to just sit and start making up stuff, man, that does nobody no good. That does absolutely nobody no good. And I'm not saying I'm right about everything, but I know one thing, I don't think Tyrone been right about nothing. I yield the mic.
All right, since you've been gawking at me for the past few minutes, could you increase my screen for gas?
All right, but yo, this gonna be your goal, Tyrone. You want to do it now or after the screen share?
Go on ahead, because Unthinkable and Bakari is presenting my pseudo shit within this platform. Because historically, anybody talking about Africa that is a Negro during slavery was a Freemason puppet. They were usually pastors and ministers and missionaries given an African doctrine by their white handlers. And if you can see on the screen, if you can pull up forecast, could you pull up my screen forecast?
Yeah, how you hit the 3 dots, right?
Yeah.
And then do solo layout.
Yep.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah. What does this organization say? Southpaw Black Sisters. Now, look at who at the forefront.
I say lighter Asian types.
Now let's see when this organization got its start.
Take them to school, brother. Take them to school.
All right. The Southpaw Black Sisters is a nonprofit, all-Asian organization based in Southpaw, West London, England. This Asian women's group were established in August 1979 in the aftermath of the death of anti-fascist activist Blair Peach, who had taken part in a demonstration against National Front rally at Southpaw Town Hall. In 1980, SBS campaigned successfully against virginity testing in the UK, a policy which was being used to verify the authenticity of Asian marriages by checking the states of women's hymens. Now, when you say that black means Negroid people, how come when you get Asian individuals that live in the UK or live within Africa itself, how come you get Asians being called black by Europeans? How come you get Asians being called black in London? If it means, because I don't think any of these people on the panel understand what the term black means, because you keep referring to it as somebody with wide nostrils and thick lips and nappy hair when it don't mean that at all. It just means a fucking status. It ain't got shit to do with like people being aboriginal to Africa or exclusive to Africa.
Are you black?
Yeah, technically, it's status-wise.
Okay, thank you. So, like, you wasted all the time just to say.
When it comes to phenotype, black ain't no race, ethnicity, or culture or tribe. That's just a fucking status to get you off the land.
All right, so you saying that you go by Europeans what they say, and you approve that there's a colorism system, a color caste system. So okay, yeah, you were on the right track. All right, but let me go to the next screen share.
But how? Wait a minute, because I want to get back to Bakari. What Bakari
we're going to the next part now.
He said I was false. He said I was false.
You are,
and I'm making up stuff because back then, so-called African Americans before the '60s called themselves Negroes or colored.
And
we weren't called black yet. And we didn't accept that term until the '60s with a Negro wearing a perm in his head, talking about he fucking African and shit like that. Come on now, you bought into that.
So what does Negro mean, Tyron?
The Negro technically is Spanish for the word black. But Negroes did not claim that shit. They claim to be indigenous Americans.
What you want to say?
Because it's interchangeable with Indian.
Go ahead. All right, you got to
I'll be very quick.
Yeah, go ahead, because we're going to the next part.
I'll be very quick. I don't understand why is it that people before the 60s, even in the 1800s, like David Walker, and people in the 1700s, like Phyllis Wheatley, they used to call themselves African. They didn't call themselves Indian or indigenous. So I don't understand why is it that Mr. Luan is saying Leon is saying that blacks just started referring to themselves as African or black in the 60s, when there's historical evidence that that's not true. David Walker's appeal is there for everyone to see. Phyllis Wheatley was a poet, and she was an African American poet. She described herself. So I'm asking, what did the black people during this time refer to themselves as?
Majority of black Americans did not refer to themselves as African or black. That was the only people referring to themselves as African are your quote unquote Freemason Negroes receiving their directives from white intelligence.
Right.
You have literally Jewish people getting up to black Americans and talking about trying to misappropriate African culture and compare it to a black American culture, which they could not scientifically within Melville Herskowitz' own book, Myth of the Negro Past.
When did the Jews?
They cannot scientifically.
When did the Jews get to America?
Mr. Untouchable, let me get him right quick.
African culture.
Okay. Let me get him right.
So
who told Cujo Lewis he was African? Who told Cujo Lewis he was an African?
Who told Cujo Lewis he was an African?
Yeah.
I don't know. He's a white handler.
So who told him he came here on a ship and stayed on the ocean for about 4 months? Somebody told him that too?
Yeah, just like a load of
See, in forecast, as much as I love you, see, when people start saying dumb stuff like that, somebody told a man who was like 13 years old that they put him on the bottom of a ship for 4 months and told him he was from Africa. When his descendants, when I actually know his descendants, I see that's what I'm talking about. I say I don't have patience for.
But you don't know his African ancestors.
But you don't know his African.
Stuff
For all
like
we
that,
know, he could
and
be.
stuff
Hold on,
like
wait.
that is just
Wait.
allowed.
Because how is it out of the ordinary when you have an
It's just
individual by the
loud.
name of Tituba?
We put
Hold
you
on,
on.
let me give you
No, I
actual
want to hear your
history.
answer. Look, I'm finna get off. Actually, I'm finna get off. I'm gonna just listen because I don't want to hear your answer. But
all right,
how
Bakari,
stupid?
since you don't want to hear,
How
it's because you
stupid
want
are
to
they
be
trying
ignorant
to
and
say?
stubborn. I can tell you the history.
Brother Bakari, don't raise your blood pressure, brother.
How stupid is he saying?
Because we can talk about
whatever,
Tituba, how
Sheik
they
Holmes.
erased her history and made her into an
Somebody
African
have to
when
tell
she's actually
a
an
14.
Arawak Indian.
Somebody
All
have
right.
to tell a
Barbados.
13-year-old, 14-year-old, we put you under the bottom of the ship for 4 months.
Hey, Bakari, you know what I just realized?
That's dumb.
Nah, let him finish. Yo, we going to the next part, yo.
That's
Go
just
ahead,
dumb.
we'll finish it. And then
I
y'all
don't
can
know how
go.
nobody can even think that makes sense.
Y'all, it's
That
coming
is just
back.
dumb.
It's coming back to
Truth
y'all.
is stranger than fiction to your ears,
That's just
Bakari.
dumb.
But they told my man, your name is Toby, though. And after a while, he said, my name is Toby.
That is just dumb. That's absolutely dumb.
All right, so now we go.
Truth is stranger than fiction.
All right,
Bakari.
Teron. All right, so we go into the next part. I'm trying not to mute y'all, so I'm gonna let y'all rock. But
right.
Bakari, because I think I understand what you're saying, Bakari, but you don't gotta leave if you don't want to. We ain't gonna be on here too long because it's about to be late in a little while. So I'm gonna skip a lot of parts of it. I'm just gonna play a little bit of this part of this video. We was talking about the caste system.
They're just so much diversity. That was one of the things that really struck me in India. I think that, being here, we tend to just think of Indian people as if one blanket kind of group, almost as if that was a race.
I was really struck by colorism coming myself from an African-American background, although, my family is mostly light-complected people, mostly, but not all, but mostly light-complected people. I was very sensitive to the issue of colorism in India. And I guess the one thing that really hit me the most about colorism is when you look out the window of the bus and you look at a big ad of women in saris, men like men. Most of the ads looked like they were for clothing for people who were going to a wedding. So you see all the women very ornately costumed, men looking very good in their formal clothing. So you look at these people on the side of a building, and you look down at the people in the street. And I personally was struck by this amazing contrast. I mean, it's almost like the people you see in the ads on the side of the building, or the people you see on television, and the people in the street are almost like a different country in terms of color. And we talked, to a few of the students from Tyndall about this. I mean, we had a few short, brief conversations. And I think a couple of the women mentioned too that, a lot of the cosmetics for women, they have these products called Fair.
Are they black? Oh,
if Sierra and Alicia Keys are black, they're black.
Aren't they mixed? Isn't Alicia Keys mixed?
Hey, people call them black. Hey,
okay. Is Barack Obama black?
He's half. He's half.
Oh, he not. People call him black. Okay, so we're gonna go to the next.
For women, and of course.
All right, that's enough of this one because y'all take it too long anyway. So I just wanted to show this. Gandhi.
I was gonna say that one was more interesting, actually.
Okay, y'all want me to play that one?
Yeah, play a little more.
I've taken a Montgomery College trip to Africa, and so this is not something we can point the finger at in India. I mean, globalization has meant the globalization of European Caucasian beauty standards, whether it's in Cuba or Brazil or Senegal or India.
Anything else you observed with the color? Other places you went when you went to certain places, you noticed color differences or color.
Yes, I remember. Well, you and I, when we went into the men's room,
Oh yeah, forecast real quick.
Yeah.
Is he black?
He looked mixed to me.
Okay, well,
he looked mixed to me.
He said most of his family are white complected, so
I know he did. He did, and he said that's why I put it in here because he said it was. He said he come from an African American family, even though. But I experienced the colorism, especially when I come out here and see the ones who are mixed like me treated better. You know what I'm saying?
Either at Agra or in the Hindu temple, I can't remember. But there was this one.
It's just this dude talking for the whole time. I don't want to, you know what I'm saying?
That's cool. Expected you to drop a few rupees in his cup, and he was obviously a dark complexion guy, and kind of looked at us, and we realized we were foreigners. I think he was very happy, But I get the feeling that, the only people I saw in the restaurant.
She looked mixed to me.
Nah, that looks all the way black to me.
That's blackity black.
The
That's
Indian
black
woman
and
right there, she looked black to me.
What you
Huh?
mean, bro?
What'd you say, Bukari?
Yeah, she did. She looked black to me. I ain't just caught a glimpse.
Okay.
You waking up? You waking up, Bakari?
Okay. She looked like I see some European features in there, to me, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie.
The European features that the European is a mutant of that.
You said what?
Come on now, the European ain't Aboriginal Europe. They from Eurasia. They're not from Europe.
Man, this lady right here, she could just as well be named LaQuisha.
Yeah.
Nah, I wouldn't call her no LaQuisha.
No, she ain't LaQuisha.
Nah, she ain't no
She
LaQuisha.
ain't near the hood enough for LaQuisha. No.
Yeah, maybe Barbara or something. I don't know.
Restaurants who were attendants were definitely people who were not fair in complexion.
What about people who worked? Did you notice anything?
Yes, when we were at the college, there are these women. First of all, here at the college, we have a crew of men, basically.
All right, he's getting into other stories, but so I do want to show this though to make some kind of education stuff out of this. But I want to show this dude who they would call he's a black man, but he's been described as I guess he would be just a coon then, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
yeah, crazy. So like I said, like it's an article. I would have read it, all this stuff, but like we were getting we taking that long, but it's just saying all the racist stuff that he was saying, how they call us coolies and stuff over there, and it's just all the racist stuff he was writing, and this them arguing about a statue being taken down.
Calling black people savages, black people kafirs, and he was never involved in the fight against apartheid when he was in South Africa, actually.
If somebody has statues in about 70 countries in the world and people still remember and revere him, there should be a lot more to him than what he did in the first years of his early days.
That he promoted that Indians are pretty much at a more superior level than Africans.
I just can't go and believe what people are saying today, because that is happening about so many people and about so many issues all over the world.
To Indians and Europeans, mainly during his time as a lawyer in colonial South Africa. Also, to the fact that this deal has been done in a clandestine manner. There was no transparency. Our government, did not do due diligence. Gandhi has never set foot in Malawi.
23 years old, and he was just carrying out the orders of the British government, not knowing that it was not right and it was not the right language to use or the right thing to do. But one has to also look at his life and contributions.
Yeah, so I just wanted to show y'all that because some people look up to Gandhi and stuff, but I gotta let Tanzan and Mr. Untouchable get it in because they ain't say nothing for a while. Tanzan, what's up?
Yes, thank you. for me, when it comes to the topic was are East Indians black, and it turns out to be like a black East Indians. But in any case, for me, if somebody doesn't want to be referred to as such, or they're not comfortable with it, I don't think we should force or somebody. If for me, I'm comfortable if black people don't want to be referred to as black, as the same way I would think about Africans, because Africans also have a problem with being called sometimes Africans, and most of them don't even know that they're black. So a lot of them will say, oh, I'm not black, I'm this and that and so on. And those people too, everybody has a choice, and you're not going to force yours on them because they have reasons for how they feel, and I have mine. But when it comes to the general, like, even if we don't agree on what it is, if we say black, I think everybody sort of has an image of what that is, from, the lightest to the darkest. I think we still know who we are. But for me, I would say this: and that whole freedom of identification also goes with the Indians. We also have Indians that were taken to South Africa and all these countries, and they were put there to act as a go between the whites and the Africans. And they did not identify themselves as Africans. They knew where they came from. They knew that they were different people. And the one thing that didn't happen as much was a mixture between Africans and Indians. In most Africans, when you see the Indian community, they're usually very separate from themselves. They live alone. They do business amongst Africans, but they don't like to live amongst Africans at all. So already they regard themselves as a whole different group of people. That is different from, let's say, a Malawian going to Uganda. Even though he's considered, a foreigner, he's still considered, the same as one of the people. So he can still integrate, he can still be there. The only way you'll know. Sorry.
Can I interject right quick? Because I hear could you pull up the screen forecast?
No. You gotta let her finish.
No, I'm gonna let her finish, but
no,
I
it's
got
gonna
something
come
to
back.
show that rebuttals that.
You gotta have patience. It's gonna come back to you,
All right.
Tyron. You've been talking the most. So I gotta let her and Mr. Untouchable go, and then like if Alquan want to give you his go, he can.
Okay. Well, in short, for the Indians who came from India and went to Africa recently, they don't regard themselves as black or Africans. They regard themselves as a separate race who are Indians. And then for the Americans, blacks who are here who regard themselves as Indian, that's their choice as well. And that's no problem. I'll still see them as black, but I'll respect that they want to be identified as Indian. So that's it.
Okay. All right, Mr. Untouchable, go ahead.
I'll be quick because I think Tyrone jumping at the bits. I think that black is a mindset for me, and I think that being an African is a phenotype. And that phenotype could be a Bantu type of person, who have dark skin and kinky hair like me, or he could be like the Berbers, like Gaddafi, with a lighter skin, and his hair might not necessarily be have tight kinks in his hair. So I mean, it extends to various different shades, from very, very blue black in the Sudan to very light skin like Gaddafi. So that's what African means to me. But that's where I am on that subject.
All right. Alquan, you want to give him your chance, or because he said he went before? Remember,
I'll give him a part of mine, but let me just say two things real quick. Number one, there's something that proves that Indians are black. There's the character called Little Black Sambo, a South Indian boy. The white man came up with that one. We call people who are Uncle Toms or Coons, we call them Sambos, but that has nothing to do with any African. That's Indian. People don't know that. And secondly, Gandhi was a Coon, but what he was doing is he was trying to look out for his people, because he's like, hey, we might be black. We don't want the white man to group us all in the same group. So I'm going to say A, B, and C, and D. So the white man, massa, will understand that we're different. And they're being treated different throughout the world by the white man. I'm done.
All right, Tyron, I'm gonna let you take, but you gotta be quick though. You know what I'm saying? And then and be careful what you say, because you
Now here's how I know that shit what Tenzin said is bullshit, because East Indians are literally a tribe in Kenya. Where's she from? So they do, and you have literally East Indians living in Uganda and Kenya that identify as African. So explain to us right here on, because this article says that Africans made East Indians honorary Africans. And you
Okay,
literally
I'll be
got
brief. I'll be brief.
Chinese,
Let me be brief.
you
Let me
literally
be
got
brief.
Chinese inhabitants in Africa that are
I'm sorry,
literally
Mr.
made
Leung.
Africans too,
If you
and
want me
called
to be
black.
brief, oh.
Yeah, let her answer. So let her answer it, and then
Yeah, and sorry, you know, we have to be brief, but out of respect for the host. But if you look at that, it says honorary. That's the main thing that you take from it. It was a very political movement. If you want me to give you the whole reasons for it, I will. But if you notice, that was done very recently, and so they are added as the honorary tribe, and that was for political reasons. None of the other tribes have been added because they were all automatically tribes in Kenya. So the Indians were added because after a long time of being separate, and this was not done at independence. This is the most recent. What is the date on your article?
2017.
Okay, that tells you everything. And I think I'm done with that just for now. But if you want to go into more detail,
for 100 years.
I'm sorry,
You
what?
literally got Chinese people being called black by white South Africans and clumped up with Native Africans.
Do we have time for this? I
go
don't
ahead,
think
Yeah, we
so,
got
but
time
you
on
see.
Alquan channel if you can
Nah.
show up on his platform.
Well, Tanzan, I'll give you a chance to answer that, and then we're gonna let Bakari go.
Okay, sorry. Repeat the question, please.
So you literally have Asians being called black in Africa by Europeans and homogenously clumped up with Native Africans. So such as in South Africa, East Africa, like Kenya and Uganda, and even in West Africa. Even West Africans make Chinese and Asian immigrants honorary tribes people and celebrate through the towns, putting crowns on their heads, just like they do for the year return shit for black celebrities. So I need clarity on that shit.
All right, so let her answer and don't cut her off, and then we go into Bakari. It's gonna come back around to you, Tyron.
So the question is why are Africans making honorary blacks out of non-black people, non-African people?
Everybody comes from Africa.
No, is that the question? I'm sorry, I don't mean to. I don't mean to.
Yes, Tanzan, that's the question. Yeah.
Okay, because it's a very long question, and if you want me to give a brief answer, so the question is.
No, let her answer it, Tyron.
If you seen the planet,
Yo, Tyron, I'm gonna have to mute you, bro. Like I'm gonna have to mute you.
Right,
let her answer.
Go ahead.
Okay, so the question is, why are black people around the continent making non-blacks or foreigners to be honorary citizens or honorary blacks/Africans?
Yeah.
I'm asking focus because maybe he can give me a shorter version of it, knowing that he has to go. So is that the question, Mr. Focus?
Hold on. Look, short
not gonna be short.
question is, who is black if you never seen a black person in your life and your flesh is brown?
Hey, Tyron.
Who is black?
What is the question again?
The question is, who is black if your skin is brown?
Hey, Tanzan, don't worry. You already.
You ain't never seen a black person in your life. Who is black?
All right, Tyron. It's all good. Tanzan, you already cut him.
Well, peace, Mr. The Focused, and peace.
All right. No, yeah, you good, Tanzan. It's just that you already cut him on the first part, so now he's jumping around to something different. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not jumping around.
It's all you.
I said, who is black? That's the short version of the
Bakari,
long question.
Hey, Bakari, let me ask one question. And please don't be long. So is and just yes or no, is J. Edgar Hoover a coon? Tyron?
You say is J. Edgar Hoover a coon? Yeah. Absolutely.
So he was black?
He's a Negro.
Full Negro.
He is a mixed Negro. He's a Negro. He has mixed ancestry. He's a Negro still.
Okay, so go ahead.
According
Go
to
ahead, Bakari.
the one
see,
drop
forecast.
rule, he's still a Negro.
See, that's what I be talking
How's
about.
that? Bakari,
See,
Bakari,
and I'm gonna
Bakari,
ask you, and
Bakari.
why?
Here you
No,
go with your
Bakari, nothing. No,
No,
you
hey,
answered the
stop,
question.
Taron.
Look. I'm
All
trying to I'm trying to figure out why a Chinese person steady speaking on black stuff. But
I'm trying to figure out how
but
you
what I'm
can
talking
still
about is
be a
right.
Bantu African if you
Okay,
mixed.
good.
You
Hey,
got rid of all
Taron.
slave
Stop,
masters.
Taron. Go ahead, Bakari.
See,
I gotta mute you, bro. Like you gotta let the people finish, bro. Like you gotta let people finish.
The problem is people like that is just allowed to talk. No, Tanzan, do not unlearn nothing. People like that is allowed to talk. And every time you show them something, you tell, oh, that's from the white man. I'm really getting sick of that too. I'm telling you, that's from the white man. That's from the white man. He don't know what honorary mean. They made him an honorary tribe. Just like you find people who got honorary degrees, honorary masters, honorary from certain universities. They didn't graduate from there, but they have an honorary masters, an honorary doctorate. He don't know what honorary means. And he's speaking as if what he's saying makes sense. He's speaking as if what he's saying is right. Tanzan, do not go. I suggest Tanzan, don't ever go to that channel. Please don't. It's a unless you want to lose more brain cells.
Can we say that you are honorary
Now watch
African
this.
because you
I'm
don't
gonna
have
say
no
it again.
lineage to Africa?
I'm gonna say it
Bakari.
again. You ain't gonna learn. See, because you can't learn, you can't speak.
Bakari,
You can't
because
learn.
in that same
You can't
in that
learn,
same
Taron.
and you
argument.
can't speak.
Hold on, Bakari. Taron. Hold on, Bakari. Taron, you gotta stop. Like, yo, look at Alquan. He's not doing that. I don't have to mute Alquan. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to be patient. It's gonna come back around to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, just relax. Go, like, just calm down. You know what I'm saying? But yo, go ahead, Bakari.
Give me 1 minute. I'm gonna let the ancestors speak for themselves. I know this came from the white man though.
Go to the ancestors.
But let's go to the ancestors.
Now, this is a slave narrative from
We're gonna
Texas.
read the slave narratives.
All right. It says, I'll be 91 years old next May. And I was born in Brenham. My master and missus was Frank Hubert and Sarah Ann Hubert. My daddy came from the old Africa.
You let the ancestors speak for themselves, but then you will have someone like that. Oh, the white man told them they came from Africa. Come on, man. This nonsense really, truly has to stop. I mean, I was saying don't go to the channel. I'm gonna say this. I'm not hating on Hardcore channel. I'm not saying don't go watching on Hardcore. I'm talking about being on that panel with Tyrone. You see how it is here? It's worse on that panel with Tyrone over there. That's what I'm talking about. I would never tell nobody don't go watch Alquan because I don't get down like that. I would never tell that Alquan, I want to see his channel grow because that's what he's working towards. So if that's what you felt I was doing, Alquan, I would give you an apology right here because that is not what I was saying. I was telling Tanzan don't get on that panel with Tyrone. So let me say it clear. That's what I was trying to say because I wouldn't tell nobody do not go to your channel because I even go to your channel. Even when I'm in the clouds, I'll go to the channel and listen. I watch the channel. So I wouldn't tell nobody don't go to your channel. Man,
Cool.
I'm telling you what I was saying.
You go to my channel to get that education, though.
Hey,
so you know what? I'm gonna tell you something. You all right with me? See, you all right with me? Tyrone would be out, but you just can't talk. Tyrone talk longer than everybody. You just
cut
can't
everybody
talk.
off, so
That's
you gotta
the
chill
most
with the cutting
frustrating
people off.
thing. Tyrone would be. He cut everybody off. You can't ever say nothing. That's the most frustrating thing right there. That's it.
Hey,
That's
so
the biggest thing with Tyrone. I don't have a problem with Tyrone or coming to. So I just go listen because I know if I get on your, I'm gonna get 3 words off. Tyrone gonna speak and start laughing. That's what's gonna happen. And we gonna always disagree. I don't think black people was all over the world. I think black people went all over the world. I think there were other people there that wasn't black. I think black people went there and you see a black presence. But no, I don't think the whole world was black. No, I do not think that. No, I don't. That's all I wanted to say. Go ahead. I'm done. I wanted to go quick. That's longer than I wanted to go.
Nah, you good. I'm gonna let you and Alquan go ahead, finish hugging, and you know what I'm saying, making up. You know what I'm saying. I like to see that brotherly love. You know what I'm saying. I'm just joking.
Breaking news. Baker Mayfield is gonna be done with the Browns, and looks like they're getting Deshaun Watson.
Okay, and I seen that brother got off of them charges too.
You know that was a setup, bogus.
Yeah, and I probably should do a show about that when I get back serious. And
What
y'all,
did
listen, he got
Tyrone
accused.
and Alquan, what did he do to make them come at him? Now, see, I listen to Tyrone.
I'll tell you what he did. He took that money, then he said, "I'm out of here. I don't want to play for this team." So they said, "You know what? I'm gonna show you something, boy." That's what they said. And now he got off. Now he can play again.
Because they came after him hard.
Yep. And some people still like, "Oh, you know how white people do. You still must have done it." You could get acquitted from charges like O.J. Simpson. People still say, "Yeah, you did it."
Hey, he won't black, he OJ, so I guess if we call ourselves the OJ, we good. Then. All right, so I'm gonna do the last screen share and go through this last thing. So
one more thing before I lose my train of thought on what Bakari just said.
Please don't be long,
Tyron. I'm not gonna make it long. He's just gonna interject and interrupt me and say all my information that I'm giving him is pseudo and false when he doesn't realize the reality of shit. So he just in the chat and he himself just dubbed himself an honorary African. Who told you to do that? You already had your own specific ethnic group. People in West Africa, since you claim to be a West African, West Africans have their own name for Africa. They say they for finding. They don't say anything about being African. The word Africa came from the white man.
That's not true.
When we go into this whole
all right,
debate,
all right.
we
It's gonna come back to you.
Alquan channel. Wait, I'm almost done.
All right, like I said, you skipping up go again.
On Alquan's channel on whose white man science is more superior over the other. What? And you Pan-Africans make the same argument that
Hey Tyron, repeat that title again. Repeat that title again.
Whose white man science is more superior over the others?
And your white man science is more superior than everybody else?
Yes, because we dive into their own words and we use critical thinking to decipher the truth from they made up bullshit.
You're both wrong.
On the table, we even use y'all talking points. We even play devil's advocate.
You're both wrong, though.
They are Tanzania.
You're both wrong. There is no such thing as more superior. You're just superior or not. Sorry.
Yeah, but you keep saying, I'm tired of people saying the white man did this, that, and the third, but you go to that same white man to get your education and say that, I got this education from this white university, so I'm more qualified over your hood scholarship. Shit like that.
All right, so
and it was the white man that told everybody that the first man was from Africa. It was the white man who said that.
Oh man, who said what was the name of the black man that told you 50,000 years ago, Alquan?
Well, I mean, that was a
mulatto
guy from Brazil.
Oh, now he mulatto.
Forecast.
I have a question
y'all,
for Tyron.
on this whole entire panel, y'all just
I'm scared to let you
the
answer
outer
this
Africa theory that was created by white think tanks.
He's gonna go for like 20 minutes. Go ahead.
I'm not going for 20 minutes. Y'all just regurgitated the outer Africa theory that was created by. I just mentioned the group.
Yeah, listen. Hey, Tyron, he asking you a question. Listen, he asking you a question.
Right. Can a person have a different opinion from you or a different belief from you, and you sit there and just accept the fact that everybody don't think like me and just let it slide? I mean, I understand that you are
absolutely, but
let me finish.
When I look at ignorance,
Tyron,
I have to correct
exercise some
Tyron, you don't have you keep saying you're using logic and stuff. You're so emotional. That's why you keep jumping in. Like,
I'm not being emotional. The dude just got on the panel and got mad at me because I was speaking facts, and he just said all my information that I just revealed was a false when you actually have a whole bunch of Black Americans that say the same thing I'm saying.
All I'm asking is, if my opinion or belief system is different from you, right? Because you may have a different set of belief systems or facts. Can I be allowed to, or anyone in this panel who might have a different opinion than you, be allowed to have their opinion and add an opinion, and you just let it slide? Because everybody don't think like you, brother. And that's okay. That's okay. You could be Indian or indigenous, aboriginal. My belief may be different from yours, and I may give an opinion that's different from yours. You could just let that slide, let it go. Just like your brothers was discussing football just a second ago, and everybody was laughing. You could find things that we all could agree on and have a good discussion, rather than trying to be adversarial and then going off in 30 and 40 minutes on something that we still don't agree with. We're going to walk away from this conversation and then none of us can still accept what you believe to be true. You know what I mean? So some things you got to let slide, bro. That's just a part of being manhood. You know what I mean? Everybody don't agree with you. Just let it go, bro. Damn. That's all I saying. That's all I saying. No offense, no disrespect, nothing like that, you know?
Yeah, it's all, yo. So, look, we're going to do this last screen share. I'm going to do the last one so y'all can go ahead and talk, and then we're going to wrap it up. But I'm going to show all of this stuff at like one time. It's not long, you know what I'm saying? Nothing like that. But they was like, I just wanted to show them the lighter skin ones, you know what I'm saying? Because, let me see.
With colonialism, the fair people get the chance earlier than the dark people.
Why do Indians desire fair skin? Is it a sign of racism?
It has.
Hey, Bakari, is that these some beautiful black sisters, Bakari?
Now one of them women black.
Is it a sign of racism?
It has to do with colonialism. It has to do with, the Aryans coming to India and taking over the subcontinent. It has to do with, caste relationships of power.
Is it a legacy from history?
Why does a woman use a lipstick? Makes her look.
Now, Hardcore and whatchamacallit, is he black?
Well, I'll tell you this, man. If you were in the United States and his name were Ron Jackson, and somebody said that he had a black father and a white mother, you guys would call him black. So
no, we would call him a mulatto or biracial.
If he said I'm a black man, then you're gonna say
it's interchangeable.
What the no?
If he said he's a black man, you're gonna call him a black man. That's the bottom line.
That man. So is he black to you, a Hardcore? That's what I asked.
He's obviously mixed.
Is he black?
He's mixed with black, so he's obviously
technically mixed. The word black means
hey, y'all see how it's a hard question now.
Hold on, let's dive into the etymology of the word black, because I love that word.
No.
But you don't know what
this is for conversation purposes, Tyron, like you said earlier. So we don't got to go all the way back through that. Now, if for conversation purposes, is he black, Tyron?
Technically, he is. Because he's status-wise, when outside of India, he is called a black man by the European.
Is he called a black man? Are you European?
No, I'm not European.
So are you calling him? Are you calling?
Go by the status and class system of the white supremacists, so you are stuck into that mental slavery.
So what you're saying is we should like go by their stuff and call him black. Is that's what you've been arguing this whole time?
That's what you go by.
I said he's not black. I just said he won't black.
Instead of you knowing and being content with what your relatives said, which is your indigenous American identity, you homogeneously clump yourself up with a crayon.
Hey, forecast. Let me ask you a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Now take this guy right here, and then take that guy with the white hair that I was talking earlier in the other video.
Okay.
Which one of them is more black?
More black. They're both mixed.
Okay. No, they both black. Because that's what the word black means in etymology: to become bleach or to become pale. To bleach or to become pale. That's what black means. It's not a color.
Okay, put it like this, forecast. Out of those two guys, this guy and the older guy, if they were walking down the street, which one of them?
Wait, you talking about the guy who doing the interview?
Yeah, that older guy that was with the white hair and the glasses, who said most of his family is white. If you saw this guy and the other guy walking down the street, which one of them would you say was black?
I would say that neither one of them are black, but I would give the other dude probably. I would say he's more mixed. Nah, the other dude.
No, you got to answer. You got to say which one is black.
No, because there is neither one. It's like that's like asking me, is Julia?
Don't run from the question.
No, they're neither one. Neither one.
No.
I'll tell you this.
Which one is black?
Dude, that's like asking me, is Leonardo DiCaprio or Robert De Niro black? Which one is black? Neither one of them.
Okay, so if that's the case, then you accept the other guy more being black because he said he was black. But yet, the truth be told, this guy is actually darker than the other guy.
No, I think the other guy was mixed. Like
the other guy really looked albino to me.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he was
technically albino is black.
Oh my God, we ain't calling tech. Oh yes, albino is black. I know. I say he looked albino to me.
I don't know. He looked like mixed to me, but this dude definitely ain't black. This dude definitely ain't.
What you mean?
Okay, one last comment. One last comment on this guy.
Okay.
Can you tell me that you have never seen anybody called black, but this guy's look?
Adam Clayton Powell.
Okay, so
and he lighter, but don't he look mixed to you?
This guy looks mixed too.
I know he is mixed.
So
Adam Clayton Powell wasn't black.
He almost looked Egyptian though. I thought he was Egyptian.
And they're mixed.
But what if they're Egyptian?
They're mixed though. Like y'all keep saying like
what? No. Ancient Egyptians ain't mixed.
Nah, he's talking about modern.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna go.
So
There's
would
more
you say
people.
Mustafa Hefni is mixed?
Who?
No,
I don't
he's
know.
black.
Mustafa Hefni.
No, he's black.
No, he called white.
He don't call himself white.
No,
he's black. No, he's not. He even sued the country. He sued so he could be black.
We come over here. No, he wanted to identify as black. No, because white people literally classify him as white.
This got my brain.
All
Makes her feel good about herself.
Let me just get.
Makes you feel better.
This is about them, bleaching their skin and
a
stuff.
concept of beauty. A slew of factors drive the obsession for fair skin in India. Its booming skin whitening industry has long capitalized on women's desire to be fair. In recent times, even men are spending big to lose a few shades of tan. I'm Fauzia Ibrahim. On this edition of 101 East.
All right, I'm gonna stop this one because we've been on so long. It's more of the same.
Always
thing.
commenting on the darker you are, the more you experience discrimination against your skin color. The lighter you are from these communities, the more
Rewind a little bit, forecast. Rewind a little bit. Rewind just a little bit. Right there. Pause. Now, when they say ain't nobody black, just be honest. Look at that dude.
Well, if the Indians aren't black, how come their skin bleaching?
No, I said look at that dude right there.
To get lighter.
No, there ain't nobody the color black. Look at that dude.
They're not the color black.
What color is that dude?
You can say dark brown.
Oh no, you can say dark brown, but he black. You can say
if you don't know human skin tone, because apparently you're not a fucking painter. Are you an artist, Bakari?
That
Bakari,
dude
do
is
you
black.
paint?
No, I don't paint.
Bakari, do you know anything about the color wheel?
I know what he looked like.
So now it takes one to be a painter to know who's black. I'm not a painter either, so I guess I can't tell.
But you know that there are cars with different kind of colors of black, though.
But so different colors of black. So
they're not
since
black.
There's different
They're
colors
brown,
of black.
dummy.
Look
If
at
they
that
were
guy in
black,
that
they would
red
be
shirt
green.
and tell me his color.
So you pick him out because that red contrast with his skin.
I just see now. Forecast what you say. The questions get hard, right?
It's more people. It's more people. Because I'm not gonna show all
Look at
this
the
stuff.
dude
I have a
right
lot more
next.
stuff.
Okay, look at the dude next to him in a gray jacket, gray jacket, red and white. Look at him.
If you think that's a gray shirt, then your eyes aren't seeing right.
That's a gray jacket. I said a gray jacket.
Bakari, you stupid.
Hey, them boys be running around them hard questions though.
And Tyrone had a nerve to call somebody stupid. What the hell ever, Tyrone?
You are stupid, Bakari.
All right, come on.
You're Chinese. Why are you in black
brown
conversation?
skin with
You're
purple
Chinese.
Red skin.
All right, we ain't doing no
Literally, they
name
got
stuff
red,
over here.
brown, flesh tones, and you literally calling these people fucking black? Really?
The lighter you
Black
are
ain't no
from these
color.
communities, the more beautiful you are. As a result of that, you will see these
That
communities, the
beautiful
more
sister right
beautiful.
there.
Yeah, she is nice looking.
Yeah,
A
she is
sister?
Oh, you talking about
beautiful.
this one? Oh,
A sister?
that
No,
looks like a goddamn Malaysian or something.
no, the one before that. The
Indonesian.
one before that.
Well, they black, right? Lord have mercy.
Yeah, there you melanated.
Some
They
of the
black,
Malay, some of
Tyrone?
the Malays are black though.
Yes,
Who?
there you melanated people.
I said her. That's who we looking at, her.
Oh well.
Yeah,
She
she's
black?
status classified as black
According to that
by
country, I guess
Europeans.
they're trying to say she is, right?
No, they got her on there because she's not black. That's why they got her on the thing.
Okay, show that last picture I just sent you.
You are. As a result of that, you will see
Hey, send it to my email though.
For your email, like, so I got 3 of them I need to send you
people
to.
using skin lighting products, buying skin lighting products to change their skin color because of
But this is a
they
serious
want to
issue
fit
though.
in.
$8.6 billion
Adawe
industry. You
is
know
on
what
a
I'm saying?
mission.
What new products came to the market?
She's in Nairobi, Kenya, researching how skin lightening products are being marketed and sold.
So these are some of the products that we bought, sets of skin light.
Up in Somalia when I was very young, I used to see many people around me using these products. Some of my family. So I was always, you will see like huge skin discolorations, like damage to their skin. So I was always interested learning about these products and what's happening internally.
In 2000, Adawe's family migrated to the United States. Passion led her to start the Beauty Well Project.
Colorism is something that is embedded in us from a young age. Colorism is a topic that is sensitive to people with insecurity.
2020, the skin lightening market was estimated at $8.6 billion. The United States makes up just under a third of that market. Many of the products contain levels of mercury and hydroquinone that are banned in many countries. But Adawe still can buy these products at stores both in the US and abroad.
I just went back to the mall, and these are the products that we tested. These products are available, and it's not getting regulated.
All of these products were manufactured in Pakistan. Adawe was able to purchase them at stores in the US and Kenya. According to their Ministry of Health, in Pakistan, mercury and hydroquinone are banned in skin lightening products. It's unclear if the products are regulated. In the US, only trace amounts of mercury can be legally used in cosmetics.
The health effects from mercury can be a host of neurological problems, from depression, anxiety, to early childhood developmental issues.
Hydroquinone was...
All right, so y'all pretty much get the gist of that.
Yep, black people gotta use. Well, they feel they gotta use the skin lightening cream.
All right, so let me just show these
You know
last
who
ones.
used the most skin lightening though?
Indians.
Them damn Asians. Thai. Oh my goodness.
Damn, yeah. And yo, this showing them using the brown face now. You know, in Bollywood, y'all know she played a dark skinned woman, you know what I'm saying? So she black?
With that makeup on, I mean, she definitely does look like it.
With the makeup on?
Yeah. I mean, you can't fake those lips, right? Or maybe you can. I don't know.
I said Angelina Jolie got those kind of lips. She black.
I keep trying to figure out where she got hers from. I keep seeing all pictures.
That Botox. She got it from that Botox.
But she had them as a little kid, though.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Oh, I ain't know that.
Right,
she
so
might have 2% black in her.
Her mom ain't her mom like Colombian though? Because if she from her mom like from Colombia, I know she got some black in her.
Oh, okay. Yeah, if that's the case. Yeah, that explains it.
Hey, folks, show them 2 pictures I sent you.
All right, hold on, because I gotta pull it up. I gotta send it to my email. This is racism in Bollywood. I just want to show y'all this how they used to do it. But no, it's like
please tell me that's from the 70s.
I hope so. I ain't gonna lie to you.
That's sick, man. That's sick.
But
that's
I think
sick.
yeah, hold on, there's a couple more I want to show y'all. But shit, you see my shit, Kivo. But yeah,
Can
they
I
go.
just say something real quick? Okay, for the first picture, the lady was, her face was darkened, or I
Just
think she
now.
was, yeah. But you see, her hair was still straight. But when they're making fun of, like specifically when they're making fun of Black people, they also always have to put the afro because our dark skin is, you can find dark skin even amongst Vietnamese and so on. But like I say, our hair is always different. And also for the straight, somebody was talking about the Ethiopian women, they have straight hair and all that. And yes, they are partially mixed. And not all Ethiopians, by the way, they're still large of original Ethiopians. But even the ones who have, the straighter hair, they is still curly. Even the Somalians who have, the straightened hair is still a curly, a tight curl. So that is the part of it that you can say, okay, yeah, they're still African because you can still see the features. It's not just about one thing or another. It's not just about having a large nose and nothing else. It's all those features combined. If you don't have the hair, then other things to be considered.
You said earlier that it was a broad nose, though. That's what you said earlier.
No, I said a broad nose amongst other things. You might have a broad nose, but that doesn't make you Black. You have to have other features as well.
But the broad nose, among other things, that means the broad nose is there.
Sorry?
Hey, can y'all still see the screen?
On the panel explain Mindy Kaling's brother.
Well, they're Asians, right? They're dark Indians.
What the hell going on?
They're Black Asians.
No, they're dark Indians.
No, they're Black
Asians.
Okay, we'll disagree on that one. I don't consider them Black. I consider them Indians. So I guess we'll disagree.
How did her brother go undercover as a Black man by simply shaving his hair off?
Well, a white woman went undercover as a Black woman, didn't she?
Yeah, but she had to modify her look. See, all he did was cut his hair.
Well, maybe that's all it took for him. But there's another white-looking man who all he did was cut. Shaun White, all he did was also cut his hair, and it fooled some people. So
he still looks. He still looks like he's.
Well, some people were fooled. So I'm saying anybody tries hard enough, they can fool anybody.
But Sean King couldn't pass as an African though.
She put in braids in her hand. Was the leader of the NAACP.
Hey, show that picture while they talking for Cat.
Sorry. Okay, I'm done. Sorry.
No, y'all good. No, y'all good. Keep talking. My computer, look like it's crashing out this one. But y'all go ahead for a second.
But what you literally said, Tenzin, was bullshit because Mindy Kaling's brother debunked that.
I'm sorry, what?
Mindy Kaling's brother, who went undercover to apply to HBCU because he was upset that Black Americans get.
Well, if he was Black, he wouldn't have to go undercover, would he?
Hold on, wait a minute.
But again, how can he go undercover by just shaving his head?
Yeah, but the whole concept of it. Okay. Hold on, Mr. Leung, just 1 second. If you say he went undercover, that means that he was pretending to be something that he's not. No true Black person needs to go undercover to pretend to be Black, right?
Actually, they do, he didn't have to wear. Africans and Caribbeans doing that to get our shit.
Okay, well, they are pretending to be something they're not because that's not who they are. The real people, Black people are not pretending to be Black to get into HBCU. You have to be not Black in order to pretend that you are Black.
But he didn't have to wear a disguise, though. That's the whole point.
Yes, but he had to do something to change.
That's not why he got accepted, though.
No, we talking about the fact that he was able to go undercover as a so-called Black man.
Okay, well, some people can go undercover, but that's what I'm saying. If he was really a Black person, he would not have to go undercover. If Brother Bakari wants to apply for
I went on a Black entrepreneurship bus, and they had a whole bunch of East Indians on that bus and some Caribbeans and Africans, and that was supposed to be something specifically for Black America.
But you ain't Black, so why you worried about it, Tyron? You ain't Black.
Hold on,
you said that.
Yes, I am. I'm an American Negro, aren't I?
No, you're not Black. No, Negro means Black. That's Spanish for Black. You are not Black.
Bakari, what's Black? If you literally
are not Black, Tyron. You have said it.
Hold up, Bakari. You literally got East Indians on an entrepreneurship bus talking about advancing Black pathways for Black Americans.
Brother Bakari, please let me take this one.
Caribbeans and Africans on the damn shit.
Please let me say something.
Caribbean and the African and the East Indian got to do with Black America.
Okay, can I say something, Mr.? Oh.
Are you okay? Now
Okay,
let her
go
let her
ahead.
finish. Let her finish, and don't cut each other off, y'all. But go ahead.
Okay. So I'll give myself 1 minute. So you say that the presence of East Asians in Black places is says that East Indians are accepted. No, they're just honorary. Like when you see Black organizations, some of them do have people from other races. You know, I know the Black Panthers had an fully Asian, not even mixed guy in their ranks. So just the fact that they're there does not mean that the organization is not that. And if it was specifically said for Black people, then yes, only Black people should be there. But I'm not saying that other people are not going to try to go there. In the HBCUs, it's supposed to be for Black people. And well, let's not even count about Africans. I'm sure there are some Caucasians and Asians who are in HBCUs. Does that make them Black? No. Sometimes people are in spaces where they should not be. Should a Chinaman be considered Black just because he was made some chief in some tribal? No. This is all a show. Nobody, it doesn't change who he is just because he's made honorary. So yes, there are places where you will find inconsistency of all kinds. You'll find, you know, people in places they should not be, but that does not change, you know, who the people are.
Explain to us how historically Irish, Italians, and Germans were being called niggers, swarthy, and black.
Well, that one I can't do, so someone else can take that one. I can't explain the Irish and the Scottish.
Black don't mean no negroid.
What does
Okay.
swarthy mean?
Okay,
What does swarthy
I'm done.
mean?
I'm done. Thank you.
And
Yes,
what
thank you,
what
Tammy.
did they call Jewish people? Are they Black too?
A lot of them
The
look,
small
lot of them
hats.
look like
Were
it. That's
called
for damn sure.
whites before the Irish and Italians.
The small hats.
Yeah, the small hat was called a white man before the Irish, the Italian, and German.
Irish was
Within-
always
Dude.
called white. Black people need to stop saying that.
No, they
That's
weren't
not
called
true.
yeah, no,
white.
they, no, they
Well,
weren't.
they weren't.
Yes, they were.
Bacardi, no, they weren't. They had to be earned that shit.
No, that's not true.
Well,
Yes,
does
they
it matter
did.
what they were called? We never
Bacardi,
considered them.
Bacardi,
Okay, let
here's
me
what
say
your
this.
pseudo
Let me say
ass-
this. Even if Italians and Jews were called Black, did the Jews call the Italians and Jews Black? Were they part of the
Jews
Black
were called
community?
white, Italians were called black.
Well, that's what I'm
Irish
asking.
were
Did
called
Black
black.
Americans in America call Italians and Jews Black?
Nope.
Well,
Okay,
it depends on what
that's
time
all
period.
I wanted to
It
know.
depends
No, that
on
wasn't
what
the answer.
time period you're in,
Tyrone.
because
And
the word
Early-
black fluctuates from different meanings.
If you look throughout America, a lot of times you see
Really?
the remnants of the Italian hoods that overlap with the Black hoods of today, especially
no,
in
he
the
said did
Northeast
they
and
call?
Midwest.
He said did they call them Black? Not did they live in the hood?
No, I'm saying because they lived in the same hoods. That's what I'm trying to say. But you can see the remnants of that today. Italians are rich though. Between mobbing pizza places, Italian places.
So they'd be like, "Yo, you mooly, you effing mooly." You know what I'm saying?
I
man?
tell them same to
Yeah,
you.
man,
You watch
Italians
a
are
lot of
called
cook.
guineas.
Watch a
What
lot
you
of cook.
talking about?
Watch a lot of Italian American pizza places on YouTube, and you'll see people Italians in the back. You say, "God damn, is that a black man or is that a?" I met some Italians that look black.
Mhm.
I did too. But
Yeah. Go ahead,
Tyrone,
Mr.
you have a
Untouchable.
problem with black immigration to your country, brother?
Absolutely, because you are $5 FBAs.
I'm a $5 FBA.
Yes, you are.
Can I ask you a question? Do you believe that slavery existed in the Americas?
Yes, with the American Indian prior the African being brought.
Do you believe in Africa the transatlantic slave trade?
Nope, to a certain extent.
It never happened.
It only brought a few of them, but not most of them.
Okay,
So
so
on slave
Not
ships,
as what
Tyron.
the media presents to you.
They
because
bought
you
them on slave
literally
ships,
have-
Tyron.
You literally have
Oh, man.
people
I'm sorry,
making
Mr.
up numbers and giving you new numbers.
let me ask you another question. Do you know of something called the intercontinental slave trade that existed in Americas? Do you know anything about that? Like what I mean
Absolutely,
is,
you had
What-
Europeans shipping Arawaks and Taitos or Caribs to mainland United States and sending American Indians from mainland United States into the Caribbean.
good. So now, because I understand that you mix up the words, because you call in Tainos and you call in Indians for black people. So I understand the language.
Yeah, they are called American Indians.
That's
And they were
that's
also
your language.
interchangeably called niggers at the same time.
That's your language. So what I gonna do is I try to do it like this. If black people was in the Americas, in North America, right? Working on plantations, and then they get shipped to the Caribbean, right? Wasn't they originally a part of that American experience of slavery?
Repeat that.
If a black person, when the ships came and it landed and it went to North America, and then there was a part of the slave experience in America, right? And it just so happens that one of the slaves who was in America got sent to the Caribbean. And then you fast forward that 500 years later, would you consider them to be what's Edos, the American descendants of slaves?
It depends on what type of black person you talking about, because back then
a black
the
person,
word
just
black
like
meant different.
Just like what you mean when you say Indian.
Definition.
Whatever you mean when you say Indian, would you consider them to be right? So would you consider them to be American descendants of slaves? Just because when they came from America, the Americas were sent from North America into the Caribbean, and you fast forward that 500 years later, and their ancestors come back to the North America, would you consider them to be American descendants of slaves?
I'll tell you this:
Yeah,
you can't even trace
from the
them.
Americas, yes, but
Can't
you
even-
have
You
to
better
find
save
out
your boy
where
Alcorn.
your lineage comes from.
I'm asking this brother the question.
Yeah, you better save it.
Untouchable, Mr. Untouchable.
Yes,
You
sir.
have to do your due diligence in doing your genealogy.
That's not
you
answering the
have
question,
some
brother.
ancestors that come from mainland North America that are of mainland American Indian descent.
So,
but you have to do the genealogy for it to figure
but
out
I'm asking
what
you,
your
on the face
enslaved
of it,
ancestor went through. Because
on the
how you
face
gonna
of
get
it,
reparations if
on
you
the
don't
face of
have
it,
a claim with
on the
figuring
face of
out
it.
what your genealogy is?
Based on the analogy I just draw to you just now, right?
Yeah.
If I was in the Americas, getting whooped and beat up or whatever for maybe 100 years or whatever, and my slave master say, "Well, you a belligerent slave. I'm gonna send you to the West Indies," and then I'm in the West Indies now, and I come back to the Americas. Maybe my generations come back to the Americas later. Why wouldn't I be able to benefit? Why wouldn't I be able to benefit, from so-called reparations in North America? Because my descendants are just as American as your descendants.
That's a hypothetical that cannot be
that's
proven.
a hypothetical because you have to trace your lineage to an ethnicity of mainland North America or
But
the
I'm saying it's not a hypothetical if that actually happened.
But it's impossible because you can't trace that anyway.
It's impossible because you got to do your genealogy.
So but I'm saying, are you saying that historically
they can't answer that question,
You have to have a legitimate claim.
All last question. Are you telling me that never happened, that never existed? Is that what you're saying?
We never said that chattel slavery never occurred. We're saying that all Black Americans did not come from Africa. And
no, I'm not talking about Africa. Don't worry about it.
He's talking about a scenario.
I'm talking about the fact that slaves were sent.
Well, you said it's a fact, though, but then you're asking us.
Slaves were sent.
Let me finish.
Y'all said that, though.
Into the
Slaves
question
were sent.
is it possible that we could be
Are you
African?
denying?
That's what you're trying to crowbar into the question.
No. Are you denying the fact that slaves were sent from North America to the Caribbean? I'm asking if you are denying that historical fact.
I don't think that's a fact.
Mr. Untouchable?
Yes, sir.
Yes, why are you trying to get reparations?
No, I'm not trying to get any. I don't want any reparations. I'm just because
I'm being lighthearted. Sorry.
I don't want any. I say keep the blood money. Keep the blood money. But what I'm saying is
you're a liar.
Keep your blood money. But what I'm saying is when you say that we come in to the Americas trying to take away something from you, I understand you neglect the fact that we are brothers. No problem. You don't have to be my brother. But I'm saying that historically that in fact did happen. So now we mix and mingled up because you don't necessarily know what happened. Your family.
But check it out. If that did happen, then that would count you out, though.
But other people's families may have come from the Caribbean and went to the Americas, and they may not necessarily be authentically Edos.
This might shock you, but the
Because you
Caribbean
don't
wasn't
know.
that important back then, you know?
Oh, it was very important, brother.
No, it
because
wasn't.
because
No,
Haiti,
it wasn't.
Haiti
It was
was
important. It was important to Spain.
because Haiti was called the jewel of the Antilles.
Yeah,
Find out what that.
check it
Let
out
me
though.
finish, brother. Let me finish, brother.
When France had Vietnam, it was rich
Let me
too.
finish. Let me finish.
Hold on.
Find out the natural resources we were sent from Jamaica to the United Kingdom, because the United Kingdom was the power of the world back then. So if the Caribbean wasn't important, why is it that a lot of the material wealth that England and France and many of these European countries has right now came out of the Caribbean?
Guess
That's not
what?
true. That's not true.
The Caribbean was a sellout to the UK.
I'm done, brother.
They live in the UK.
All right, so it's on. Well, I got your screen shares. Hardcore, you want to say something real quick because y'all was going anyway. Then it's on Bakari.
Okay, yeah, man. I mean, as far as the last conversation, a lot of people from the Caribbean keep trying to find any kind of excuse to act like we're the same people, but we're not. We don't even look alike. We definitely don't have the same cultures, just like the East Indian. Matter of fact, I'm glad he came up and brought that up, because when we talk about East Indian, the Caribbean is more intertwined with the East Indian than we are, because they marry them and have children with them, but they don't. East Indians don't deal with us. So in that case, we're not the same. But we got to stop this fiction that somehow the UK, the Caribbean wasn't owned by just the UK. It's owned by France, Spain, the Netherlands. I mean, come on. They all had their own enterprise, their own, if you want to call it slaves. They didn't share slaves. I mean, they're trying to do their own thing. We got to stop this madness. But
before America was America, who was running America? Who was America ruled by? It was a British colony, brother.
Right. And before that, it was.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, but they don't share slaves with Spain or Cuba and none of that. Come on.
There are many islands in the West Indies that are British colonies as well. So of course, one British colony would share slaves with another one.
Yeah, but they wouldn't go to the U.S. What would they have to go to the U.S. for? They directly bought slaves up to
you were split up and separated for your families as a punishment.
No. We're talking about, that's Caribbean fiction right now that we're talking about.
Okay.
Trying to latch onto us, because if they're gonna
Caribbean fiction.
I told y'all. Hey, look, I told y'all.
Hey, look, Bakari, I let them talk, right? Because they don't even realize they've been cutting themselves the whole night. Tyron just said they sent people on slave ships, even though he said it ain't no slave ships. You know what I'm saying?
There's no slave ships. They were put on fucking merchant cargo ships.
So they put slave. So were they slaves?
There's no historical slave ships.
You said they sent slaves from here to.
From what you know as a quote unquote slave ship from the Brooks diagram.
No. I asked. So wait.
Existed.
So did they put slaves on the ship?
Not in the way of the Brooks or what you see in the movie Homicide or Goodbye Uncle Tom. Or
I didn't say nothing. But I didn't say nothing about Goodbye Uncle Tom. So the people that they sent.
I'm talking to you about them slave ships.
Okay, but you didn't hear what I. But that's not what I asked. I know you're trying to dodge the question, but that's not what I asked.
That's not dodging the question, bro. So that's not dodging the question, because
let me ask you the question.
At a time they could not bring no 500 people locked in the bottom of a ship to America. That's impossible.
Y'all gonna be saying 2,000 next week, but my question is, did they take...
No, y'all saying
wait, listen.
Back in the day when Stokely Carmichael was talking about the slave trade, he said that it was 300 million brought over here, but when actuality in mainstream they said it's only 92,000 alleged Africans got brought here.
Okay,
in under 200 years.
So did black people get taken from here to like overseas to somewhere else from America?
Yeah, the American Indian got brought to Europe.
Were they slaves?
Yes, Pocahontas was a slave. Squanto was a slave. Epinal was a slave.
What is ship?
So that's why I ain't gonna get into that part, because they got ship manifestos, Bakari. We can't use them for that, but. Anyway, so they put slaves on the ship and took them to other places.
Not locked at the bottom of a hole of a ship.
That's not. I didn't say nothing about it. I said, did they put slaves on the ship and ship them to other places?
Not as what you believe in from these fictional movies.
So you say no, they
history
did not.
books.
So no, they did not ship any slaves from America to another place. No, they didn't.
Yeah, they shipped slaves to another
Oh, man.
place,
On
but
the
not
ship.
in the numbers that you claim that happened.
Okay, I don't care. So they shipped 2 slaves over to the whatever, you know what I'm saying? It was 2 people in the transatlantic slave trade. So they shipped 2 people on the train.
Yeah,
On
very
the boat,
small
right?
increments, but they didn't bring like a whole hemisphere into another continent.
So they put 2 slaves on a ship and shipped them to another continent.
Well,
Yeah, 2
that's
or 9
homicide,
or
right?
8 of them, but not no
So
500.
okay, if I put cargo on the ship or whatever, it's a cargo ship, right?
See, that's a trick question right there.
Yeah, this is why these Pan-Africans can't accept
I
the
think them
truth,
boys ain't gonna answer
because
that
they
one.
get all emotional and try to play word games with you
Hey,
and mind
Tyron,
games.
you can't really
in
call no.
actuality, they didn't bring that many Africans here.
But they did bring
So
some though, right?
you
Tyron, did they bring?
Can I ask a quick question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. Go
Yes.
ahead.
Did they bring any to the Caribbeans?
What you mean?
The slaves. Did they take any to the Caribbeans?
What ethnicity is a slave?
The blacks, the Africans, the current Caribbean. The current Caribbeans.
The quote-unquote black people that got to the Caribbean, they were Moors. They helped guide the European over here.
Hey, forecast, come on, man. Go ahead.
Okay, Mr. Untouchable, please tell us some of your Caribbean fiction about that.
Alonzo Nino that got on the ship with Columbus, right? He was a black man.
It's my turn.
You had black people on the damn ship with Columbus.
Okay,
helping
we know.
enslave the American Indian. What you mean?
Okay, come on, forecast.
It's okay, Bakari, go ahead.
No, show that screenshot for me.
People, Moorish people on the damn boat selling white people over here, helping them colonize the Americas.
Was Moors black?
Yes, they were Africans.
So what are you talking about, bro?
Yes, the Moor is an African.
Okay, look, Mr. Untouchable, Tanzania, I'm gonna talk to some people with forecast. They said ain't nobody black. So I wonder what.
Yeah, they're not black.
I wonder what color those beautiful women would be right
That's
there.
that's photo touch.
I sent you. Oh my God! I sent you another one to forecast. Okay, they say ain't nobody black. So
yeah, they're not black.
Maybe
hey, that's a black man, eh? Wow.
Yeah, that's a black man.
Yeah,
hey,
he
look.
black right there.
So
He black.
now,
I gotta give him that one. He not even mixed.
So when you show them that, because they spew all this Moorish, crazy stuff that the Moors say, and I try to not to talk negative about Moors because I actually got some friends that Moors, and they are good people.
Yeah, they good people. They good.
But
except for that Taharka Bey who lied.
Come on now, Bakari, because I can debunk this easily.
Oh my God, man, I ain't doing nothing to debunk. But you can look at those people.
Come on.
Can you look at those people?
It's a satellite image, Bakari. It ain't real. It's a satellite image.
I know. I know. The white man told me that they were. The white man told me that they were black, and the white man did that and made them look that way. So
truth be told, the white man did tell you that they were black.
Next time, what I'm gonna do is, you know what? I'm gonna tell you something, forecast. My son actually has a friend from Gambia that's just about to. His name is Boubacar. Babacar. I said Boubacar. It's actually Babacar. I have no. So they need. So the next time they say ain't nobody black, now we have shown them.
He is black, man.
All right, now since you're on that, Bakari, why don't you show some your videos?
And now, as far as that,
Bakari sent you on that.
Oh my God! Forecast the other stuff I sent you.
Yeah, it's on Bakari. Let him finish. Yeah, send me on the email, bro.
I didn't. Well, we know who these people is, right?
Yeah.
So John, my wife says not them. John Madden. I just found out John Madden was black. The guy who they did the Madden football game.
Yeah, that's true.
Donald Trump was black.
No, I ain't gonna lie, yo. Hey, hold on, Bakari. Because there's no BS. John Madden was black. Y'all do know that, right?
Who?
Donald Trump is black.
Who's that?
John Madden. He was a football coach.
Some white people that they would call black because they might have a pinch of black blood in them. I don't know. Donald Trump, Joe Biden. I'm just going. Every time they just start, everybody just black. They just say anything, but they'll call people black, then say ain't nobody black. Then when you literally show them somebody that is black, oh, they ain't black. It's do you see the craziness? Do you see the nonsense in this? The
Okay,
purpose
pull
of
up
this?
my screen forecast.
I
Pull up my
understand.
screen.
All right, hold on.
Pull up
Forecast
my
gave them.
screen.
Forecast
Hold
gave
on.
them a space tonight.
Yeah, y'all wanted to keep arguing about eight. Y'all wanted to keep arguing about ADOS and stuff.
In the model talk.
There you go.
Hey, forecast.
He had the nerve to
I gotta
call.
get up in the morning, brother.
Pull up my screen.
He had the
right
nerve to
quick.
call my brother, Mr.
All right.
Pull up my screen.
All right, brother Bakari.
He had
Fans
the nerve.
and enough
All
respect.
right, hold on, y'all.
Everyone
Hold
that's
on.
on the panel.
Pull
Yes.
up my screen
All right.
forecast.
Hold on,
right.
hold on, y'all. Peace. All right, peace, Mr. Untouchable.
Respect to everyone, eh? Respect.
He's
Yeah.
Mr. Untouchable.
Peace,
Look, I'm
Mr.
on. Hey, Mr.
Untouchable.
Untouchable, I'm gonna give you a
We
call,
got
man.
Caribbean
All right,
fiction.
bro. Yes.
Yes.
All right, and we about to get off here too, y'all. I'm gonna show you a thing.
Hold on, before you go.
No, forecast. I was still talking.
Oh,
That
okay, all right.
African is the same complexion as this Ottoman Jarwood person, and
Okay,
they
good.
live off the coast
Forecast.
of
I was still
India.
talking. You see,
Okay,
that's what I'm
okay.
talking about.
What color is this
Forecast when you let
woman,
them on. That's what
Bakari?
happened. Forecast.
Okay, I got
Bakari,
you.
what
Bakari. You
color
go
is
I
ahead.
was
this
still
woman?
talking. I don't know. I closed my eyes. I don't see it. Forecast. I was still talking.
Yeah,
Okay,
because
we'll
you're
come back.
ignorant.
We'll
Yeah,
go.
come
All right.
back to him.
All right, time out, y'all. No, don't call nobody no names. And after Bakari, I will let you show whatever you want to show. We gotta wrap it up though after this. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead.
Okay. The only thing, so they can stop screaming, ain't nobody black. They need to stop saying that. In the word, people been called black for a very long time. It was a description. People been called white for a very long time. It was a description. That's all it was. When I saw some, that's all it was. That's how they described them. That's how they described people from Africa. So now he want to show you some people from around the Andaman Islands, or either they the Jawa people. They're just people who left Africa. Them African blood people. The same.
Those are the progeny of the Indians.
The same thing. They just left a long time ago.
But hold on, you said everybody wasn't worldwide in blackness.
That is what I said was because I understand y'all easily confused. But what I said was I don't think the whole world was black. I said black people.
So why did
I said black people left Africa and went places.
No,
That's
but
what I said. In some places they went.
Who told you that?
Some people was already there.
Why are you saying these people came from Africa?
That is what I said. So now when you quote me,
y'all got
you
that from the white man. Where'd you
Yeah,
get
stop
that
cutting them off.
Africa theory shit from?
Hey,
There's
look.
no need to listen.
Stop cutting them off, yo.
Where
There's
did you
no need
get
to
your
listen to
belief from?
Tyron, stop cutting them off,
Tyron,
bro.
he didn't know what honorary meant. First of all, he said Africa. He didn't know what honorary meant. What was the other thing? What was the other thing that was
You gotta, Tyron, you gotta stop being emotional, bro. You gotta wait, bro.
No, it's not emotional because he hilarious right now. He hanging himself.
That just confused them. Then he done went. People did come here from Africa, but earlier they said no. Cujo Lewis didn't come from Africa. Somebody told them they was from Africa because nobody came here on no ship for no 4 months. But then they turned and say, well, somebody did come here from Africa.
How come this lady doesn't look like she's from Africa? She don't look like nobody in Africa.
What you're calling slave ships was what you're calling slave ship. They were cargo. Okay, they were cargo ships. Slaves were cargo. The people that they put in there, they were cargo. So then they get to where they want to play semantics. Let's play word games. Let's do word salad. They are absolutely Tyron, especially, is absolutely confused. He's a Chinese man he's a Chinese person trying to speak on black issues.
Yeah, because that's what I was about to ask. I was gonna wait to the end, but I was gonna ask.
Now I'm going to show you this. With him being Asian, he probably is a Muskogee because that's who those people on the reservations are. Those are his people on the reservations because he's Chinese.
Bakari,
those are his people.
Bakari, are you finished? Are you done?
Damn, that must have hurt. But yo, but finished? listen. Okay, I'm gonna let you.
What color is this woman? What's her skin color?
She black.
She's black.
Black.
That's not black. What color is she?
Black.
That's
no,
not
the actual color.
The actual color. That's not black. The background is black. Her skin.
Black. Look at her hair versus her skin. Look at her hair. Her hair is brown, but her face is black.
Okay, these people are
Okay,
blind.
well then, my stupid lying eyes again.
Okay, Tanzania, how come this lady doesn't look like anybody else in Africa?
She sure does. Oh
No,
my
she
goodness. Do you want me to pull up pictures of people I know who look exactly like her?
No,
I've
yes,
seen
yes.
people there and here who look like that.
Okay, don't tell it, show it. I've never seen an African looking like that.
What color is this woman?
Why are you laughing at the people?
No, I'm saying I never saw an African looking like that before.
Well, have you seen all 1.4 billion of them?
I've seen a whole lot.
Well, 1.4 billion of them?
I've seen a whole lot. Tribe-wise.
Well, I've seen some who look like that.
Oh, you said you were going to show it. I'm waiting to see it.
Okay, well, if we had more time. Oh, okay.
Because I've seen people that look like that. You know what I'm saying?
I like to see it.
I got one more thing. Who told Bakari his beliefs that there were no black people all over the world before any other race? And another thing, why did you keep bringing up honorary terms? Don't you dub yourself an honorary African? And even though you ain't got no specific ethnic group, and indigenous Africans themselves will literally tell you that you're not indigenous to their country or their tribe.
That's a good point. He's an honorary
so
African.
Aren't you claiming to be? Aren't you a fucking honorary?
Excellent point. And let me take this opportunity to answer, on behalf of everybody, all 1.4 billion of them. Now, some of my people, yes, they say, these Black Americans, they're not African. That's firstly, it's wrong. But the reason why they say this, one of the reasons why they say this, I think, in my opinion, is we're having different definition of what, especially like a culture. When they say, Black Americans have no culture, or for us, when we look at culture, we say, it's tradition. It's something that goes way beyond, the antiquity of time. And we say, not we. I'm not saying me. I'm saying what people say when they say these things. The Black Americans have only been, in America for 500 years. So, they can't really claim America. And we know that they're Africans, but they don't know what part of Africa they're from. So when we say culture, we mean more of the traditional aspect of it. When Black Americans speak of culture, which they do have, I know that they do, they speak of things like music, what they have done, the sports, all of that, which is culture. So I think people are limiting this perspective. The Africans and the Black Americans are limiting their perspective of what culture is. Black Americans created culture out of, virtually, hardship and struggle. So that's a different culture from, the African culture that was.
Right, because we're not the same people. That's why. And none of our culture is African.
All our culture comes from.
Okay, well, you can say that. You can. Well, let me finish. Let me just finish how I see it. You can say that, and I respect that.
Right?
If you feel it's not, that's fine as well. I'm just talking about the ones who still feel that they have some connection. So the Black Americans built their culture out of, adversity, out of resistance, out of, something. And that culture should be honored and valued for what it is. The Africans built their culture from, almost relative ease. I'll just say that. It's not right now easy right now, but that's what they had, for a long time. But I can't imagine that 500 years of separation.
Some Africans build a culture from hardship.
Let me finish, please. I can't imagine that 500 of separation will wipe out 200,000 years. You have more ancestors in Africa than you have in America, even though.
No, we don't.
No, all right.
Let me finish. For those, I'm not speaking to the ones who do claim the African heritage, not the ones who don't. I'm simply speaking of the ones who do. So the ones who do, they have more African lineage in them than the 500 years. You have 200,000 years versus, the years you've been here. Yes, it has been, difficult and there has been corruption. But this is why I still believe in the African spirit, that the bad things, they have also become metasized. Like I see that Africanness, the negative things that they do back at home, and I see some of those traits in Black Americans, and the good things as well. You know, the hospitality, the kindness, the beauty, the music, the rhythm. I see that home, and I see those things reflected in people here. So even though you can say we're different people, we're still connected by something that, anyway. But what I'm saying is this: if you don't want to be connected to Africa, that is completely okay. This is why, you know, respect is so important. I respect your right not to be an African. If people want to say, you know, you for you your history goes back 500 years or whatever, that is completely true. I will still regard you as my brother. Even if I see you in the street, you're still my brother. I'm not your enemy, and I don't regard you as mine. So yeah, that's all.
You regard the East Indian as your brother too?
No.
Okay, then we're not your brother then.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Like I said, I respect that. If you don't consider me your sister, that is fine as well. I will respect.
No.
I will still consider you that whether you want to or not. I will still consider you Black Americans, Caribbean Black, all my brothers and sisters, whether you like it or not. I'm sorry, but that's what it is. If you don't accept me, that's fine too.
Now you just try to force us to be African.
No, I'm not trying to force you. I respect your right not to. That's what I said. I'm not trying to force it.
Listen, he thinks he's closer, like, because I don't know if he's Indian or something. He calls them black, but then he said,
"Look, that is fine. That is fine. I won't regard you as, you know, something other than that, but I will regard the East Indians or the Indians or natives as something other. I'm not opposed to them, but they're not part of me. I regard the forecast as my brother. I regard Tyrone, Aquan, and Twadumela as my brothers. So, you know, if you don't want to be, that's fine.
Hey Tanzan, let me say this, because I had some more, and I was gonna show some lighter skinned people, but we got caught up, and I don't even know about the show.
Sorry.
But, no, you good, Tanzan, you good, because you haven't really jumped in or nothing like that. But like, you know, like here's why they not really qualified to say that. Alquan, where did people come from before 50,000 years ago?
Not that same old question.
The answer is you don't know, right? Or you don't care.
No, the answer is probably people where? In Australia?
The people that came from here, that people that you said you descend from.
Yeah. Well, they said according to the white style man in Brazil, Australia from 50,000 years ago. That's what they said.
Isn't that coming from the outer Africa theory though?
How's that?
That's where they get it from.
Because the Australian Aboriginals do not trace their DNA to Africa.
So they
have
was
scientists that says
so that don't matter.
I know. It's funny how they do that, but
wait a minute.
You don't believe in DNA, so you shouldn't mention DNA.
Africa theory.
You can't mention DNA.
This entire panel.
No, we got to explain it though.
You can't mention DNA. You don't believe in DNA.
Y'all just said I don't want to hear that because it's white man shit. But then on top of that, use white man shit. Come on, make it make sense.
Y'all the only one that talk about white man information.
You don't talk about your own oral history, but want to tell us about some white man's science instead of nature.
And here's the ultimate
Within
point.
the laws of nature of the black man, they don't say anything about people leaving and coming back into Africa. They don't even say that all life started in Africa because the science don't know where black people came from.
All right, so this is the ultimate point, right? Hey, Tyron, aren't you mixed, right? You mixed.
My parents are both Negroes. I have a Chinese ancestor.
Oh, like a grandma or like or far back?
A grandfather on my father's side.
Okay.
All the matriarchs in my family are American Indians.
Mm-hmm.
On both sides of the family.
So I think the issue here is like, you know, like there are sometimes mixed people like that want to classify as black. And even if I had a son with a non-black person, I would love my son to death, but that don't mean he's black. You know what I'm saying? He's a mixed person.
So technically, are all black Americans full-blooded Bantus?
Man, why don't you go somewhere and make some red fried rice?
Bantu? Bakari, are you a full-blood Bantu?
I know what I don't eat. I don't eat that red fried rice, y'all.
Hold up, Bakari. Do we have to pull up your genealogy? Because I want to know who your great grandfather was.
You can pull it up
I
whenever I order some red fried rice. You don't have to know. I know who they are.
No, I don't want to hear no DNA kit. I want to see your paper documents on who your people were. Because I got my family surnames.
Really don't care. I really
don't Bakari, because you always judging my lineage, but you don't want to tell yours.
Look, you a cheat. I really have no idea why you discussing black stuff with me.
Bakari, I explained myself.
I'm about to be out, my man. I got to get up in the morning too.
Alquan, don't I explain myself who I am on your channel?
Yep.
Yeah, so what's there to hide from me, Bakari? Why am I lying? Explain that.
I cannot explain why you lie. That's a hell of a
How am I lying, Bakari? Anything on this channel, I'm saying from a truthful perspective. I'm not telling you.
He asked me why he lied. What kind of question is that?
Forecast. I see you got somebody named Tyrone Jackson.
Tyrone Jackson. What is he talking about?
That sounds like a troll name, Tyrone Jackson.
Oh yeah, he a troll. Yeah, but they ain't gonna hop on the panel though. You know what I'm saying? They can troll. They can add to whatever. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But look. We done had our fun and stuff for the day, you know what I'm saying? Like East Indian is a place. India is a place, you know what I'm saying? It's a nationality, not a race, you know what I'm saying? There are black people in India and not black people in India, you know what I'm saying? And I get that y'all go by that one drop rule, but you know what I'm saying? Like when you start talking about somebody like J. Edgar Hoover, he's like, what is it, like 10% black? You know what I'm saying? So what are you gonna do with the 90%?
Your own one drop rule standard for what black is.
Well, I've looked up to, because you asked about great grandparents. I've just found the names of my great great grandparents, and they all Negroes, and they all in Virginia.
Yeah, and that's where they from.
Yeah, but they're not mixed though.
Yeah.
One thing I do know,
but they don't say that. They Bantus, are they?
In Taiwan is not my people. So I just asked, and they don't want to deal if you're not an American Indian or whatever the hell they claim to be. They don't
black
want
American. You are.
So there's a reason they don't come. No, you are not my people.
Keep in mind, Bakari.
No. You listen. Understand me well. You are not my.
Okay. Forecast. He's definitely a troll now.
You are not my people.
Bakari.
You.
Because guess what? Guess who?
No. I don't have to guess. I don't have to guess. You are not my people.
The American Indian was called a nigger and a black and a mulatto or African arrived.
Yes, Duela.
You are my people.
And you are too. You are my people.
And Alquan, they are not my people.
Bakari, you can't say that Tanzanians your people because you don't even know. You don't have no connection.
Well, I just said it. How you gonna tell me I don't have a connection to it? I don't have connection to it.
Okay.
Because you just misappropriating her culture.
Hey, wait, Alquan, do Italians got a connection with us?
They got a connection to Italy, but check it out.
Do they got a connection with us?
Alquan, stop blocking. Look. Brother Bakari has said he's my people. I've said I'm his people. We're one people. We're cool. So
hey. Hold on, but if you two are related, then I'm related to the people in the Ukraine. How about that?
That's fine. That's cool too. Nothing wrong with that. Everybody respects everybody's decision.
I got a question for you.
But Tyrone actually argued that
though. Does Bakari has any dual citizenship to go to your country and to become an official member of your tribe?
If I was a president, yes.
But in reality, would he be?
In reality, you can have dual. You can go apply for it. You can follow the same steps it takes over here to become a citizen.
No. It don't work like that because he allegedly claims to be a descendant of Bantus from West Africa, and Kenyans do not identify.
He can claim whatever he wants. If you're claiming to be an Indian TP dwelling Indian, he can claim to be any Bantu African he wants to.
I'm telling you the realities.
Well, if your reality is claiming Indian, his reality is claiming African, and I am totally cool and chilling with that.
Hey, look, let me.
Tenzin. But Bakari cannot walk into Kenya and claim to be a $5 Kikuyu.
Just like I can't come here and claim to be a Black American. You have to take the necessary steps in order to become who you want to become. And I can't come in here and say, oh, well, I'm a Black. No, I can't do that. And neither can he. He can make the necessary steps, make the connection, learn the place, learn the history, become part of the culture, and then decide, is this for me? And he can say no, because he has a choice. Just like you have,
so
just like everybody has.
Cultures.
No, watch this. Watch this, Tanzan. Watch this, Tanzan. Tyron, isn't the people of Ukraine Black, Tyron?
Technically.
So they would be
to the American racial status. Yeah,
so like,
at the time when slavery happened, yeah, people from Eastern Europe were classified as Black. The only people that was classified as white were people from the UK.
I got you. So let me ask you this, right? So like, since you like for conversation purposes, since you would be classified as Black and they would be classified as Black, are y'all like connected?
No, because they're European and I'm an American Indian.
But y'all both Black, right?
Yeah, status wise, but not no fucking race, ethnicity wise.
What the? Okay.
Hey, forecast. You know,
how's that funny? That's reality.
Huh? What'd you say?
I ain't set this shit up. White people set that shit up. They made the rules.
No, I was saying, in India, you know, it's funny. You showed the videos about the Africans getting beat down in India, but yet they roll out the red carpet for them in Africa. Ain't that funny?
They do.
Oh,
hilarious.
And they even have a East Indian dominated country called Mauritius. And that's basically their country. They said it's Indian. That's what you asked them. They said it's Indian.
And Madagascar. You got whole Indonesians invading Madagascar and trying to claim to be Aboriginal over the Black Africans of Madagascar.
Well, yes, of course there is Africanery everywhere, but does that make the Indians do you remember that whole clip about that Congolese guy? He said they're trying to make us fight because we're Black. So no matter how coonish they are, they already know who they are. Like you said, if you see a bunch of East Asians in a tour bus written African students only, you'll be like, hey, who are these people? So yeah, like I said, there are people who are not there where they're supposed to be, but that doesn't change, you know, who they are. You know, the Blacks in Ukraine, maybe they were, you know, colorblind and thinking they were all happy and stuff. But when stuff came to shove, they realized immediately who they are. So yeah, there are some Africans and Black people who are living in ignorance. But when things become hard, they know who they are. But that doesn't change that one group is this and one group is that.
Okay, well, I gotta go, but it's been nice. But
it has been.
If El Katrine can pop on, I wouldn't mind hearing, listening to Tyron and him go at it, though.
Oh man, he might gotta. Yo, El Katrine, you should probably go to Hardcore channel because like y'all probably have interesting conversations. But that's y'all brother though, so I guess y'all, you know what I'm saying, like all of y'all would be Black, so y'all wouldn't be too crazy.
Now that's Mr. Untouchable's brother. So she said Gaddafi is one of his people. So
I don't understand what y'all laughing at because y'all saying that these are y'all people. You're saying they all Black. That's what y'all said.
You can't say y'all. They ain't what I said.
Oh, so you don't agree with Tyron then?
How you do that?
Because every time Alcorn want to answer a question, he's just super avoidant. So you don't agree with him, right?
On what? The Black thing? My man said no Blacks in Ukraine will help no other Black brothers. Well, they beating them down. Matter of fact, that's funny how those Africans keep going to Ukraine. I don't know why. Of all countries, like people keep saying, all countries, what the fuck you going to Ukraine for?
Hey, did y'all see that dude from Detroit talking about he going to Ukraine to go fight?
I heard about it. I didn't see it, though. I don't wonder if that's hype or whatever. But they say he was an African guy, though, right?
Nah, he was a Black American from what I know. Because I showed the story. I think he was an American Black dude. I'm not sure though. He could have had some.
You notice how this whole Russian-Ukraine thing is European thing is happening. You notice how they keep finding time to interweave Black people into the stories, right? The Brittany Griner and shit.
Right. Yeah, they're trying to get Black people down for the war. You know what I'm saying?
Shit is crazy.
But you know, Tyron has signed up since they black people too. He gonna go fight for them.
How do you know my political leanings? I don't give a shit about no Ukraine.
They other black people just like you, bro.
Just because they
All right,
black
man.
don't
I'll
mean
be
they
listening.
know my people, bro. What you mean? All skin folk ain't kinfolk. All status folk ain't fucking kinfolk.
All status folks, so now it's status folks.
Oh yeah, all status folk, all skin folk ain't kinfolk. What you mean?
All right, Tyron, I'm gonna let you go ahead and close out because you cut everybody off. So I'm gonna let you go ahead and close out. But you didn't cut yourself. Tanzan didn't cut you 100 times. Y'all kept trying to pick on her. I ain't had to even step in because she kept cutting y'all the whole night. And Bakari been cutting y'all the whole night. Well, you cut yourself a lot of times. You know what I'm saying? You done proved a lot of
forecast. I want you to explain this shit on Alquan's channel though.
Okay.
So
I didn't cut y'all over there, but all right, Tyron, peace, bro.
I want you to explain this shit at Alquan.
Hey, before you go, right? You done proved slave ships already, right?
No, they're not real.
Oh, so they didn't take no slaves from America to Europe.
They took enslaved people to Europe, but there was no such thing as slave ships.
Oh, so they took slaves on a ship to Europe.
Yes, but there were no such thing as the ships that you referred to that fits the schematics of the Brooks. That shit didn't exist.
So they took them on a cruise ship.
No, I didn't say cruise ship.
Oh, so they took them on like a
Yeah,
yacht.
they took them on them sailboats, but didn't capture them and place them underneath the deck and chain them to the beds. There were no such ships like that because you have specific boats that are designed for different professions.
Oh, so they was just on a boat party. They were slaves. They were like, yo, we just gonna party. We ain't gonna overthrow them. We free.
I never said that they partied.
Oh, was they in handcuffs?
No, they weren't in handcuffs.
So they was just chilling on the boat, waiting to get enslaved from one place to another.
Yeah, they were kidnapped people.
And they were just chilling.
Fucking chained. They weren't chained to a fucking post.
And they was just chilling. So they weren't chained or nothing. They was just free, but they was just chilling.
Yeah, they got fucking put on a boat. They got fed 3 hot meals and put on a cot. But literally, they didn't have no time to lock people up at the bottom of the ship and had them chained there, laid in one position for months on end. That's impossible.
Okay, so last question. They put slaves on a ship and took them to Europe. Does that make it a slave ship? Whether they locked them up or not,
would that make a slave ship?
What is it?
It's a regular fucking merchant ship or a cargo ship. It's not no. Historically, there were no slave ships that fits the Brooks diagram.
So what was the cargo?
They haven't found any fucking. They haven't excavated out the ocean a slave ship that fits the description with dunnage bunk beds and shit.
Well, they haven't. Well, we can't go there because they haven't. We can't go there because they haven't found a ship that went from America to Europe either. But
they haven't found any fucking slave ship. Period. They literally have boats.
So what you're saying?
The 1600s and the 1700s within ship graveyards. They have not excavated a Clotilda.
So what you saying?
Excavated a White Lion alleged slave ship that carried alleged Angolians here. They don't have
right, but
that.
we're not talking about that. We're saying so
basically yes, we are talking about it.
So basically, you
it's
saying
the same fucking topic.
So you basically saying that it never happened. They never took slaves from America to Europe because we don't have a slave.
They never took slaves from Africa to
no, that's not what I asked
the ocean to the Americas. They never did that.
Okay, that's okay. They never did that.
In a McGraw-Hill textbook. No, they didn't do that.
Well, first of all, you shouldn't go there because did they bring some?
I shouldn't go there because you can't literally take people from another hemisphere and bring and replace them with a whole bunch of people that you already got at hand to make into slaves.
So did they bring any, Tyron?
Not the numbers that you are projecting within mainstream media. No, did they bring 12 million. They didn't bring no 300 million.
Did they bring at least one?
A small, minute number of people from Africa over here. Which
so they brought slaves from Africa to America.
Europeans helped colonize the Americas, such as
Tyron, you don't listen to what you say, Tyron. You keep
how do I not listen to what I'm saying? Because y'all literally stuck on this African story.
I was
literally not this African story, and you can't even back it up.
I was literally asking you about going to America, but I'm gonna let it go. One more
Can
question.
you
One
hold
more
on,
question.
hold on. Can you back up your Bantu story with your own paper genealogy though?
My Bantu
Can you
story.
back it up within your own culture? No, you can't.
Put it like this: I could back it up as much as I could back up me coming from the
Well,
Sioux
anyway,
tribe.
I gotta go. I gotta get up early in the
All
morning. I got
right.
a fucking job interview
Hey,
tomorrow.
Tyron,
So
was slaves cargo?
were slaves cargo? No, they were fucking human beings that they just brought over here.
Okay. All right. Peace, bro. Peace. Bakari, you there? All right, Bakari might be gone. Tanzan, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, Tanzan, I'm sorry about that. You know, they kept messing my last shows up, so I just gave them a show. You know what I'm saying? I was just playing around today, but it was a lot of important things. But I appreciate you coming on here and and contributing to the conversation.
Thank you.
I'm back.
All right. Well, I'm let Tanzan close out and say everything she want to say, and then I was on you, Bakari.
I think for me, what I would like to say about this whole, like, nobody is trying to force anybody to do something. Just because somebody says, I want to do something, doesn't mean that they don't want you to do something else. So, when we first interact with each other, we should also, the first rule, I think, is, the matter of respect. And for me, even though I think that, they're both completely wrong, I do respect their right to identify as who they are. If for them, being, Indian or whatever, and saying that, the slave ships were cruise ships, at the same time, but they still have this latent anger within them that, they're still angry at Africans, while at the same time trying to disconnect from Africa. So it's a contradiction that they can't resolve, because if they were just say, okay, we cut off all connections, we are no longer, a part of it, that would be okay. Even, when the FBA was saying, oh, how come everybody gets to get a tribe and we don't? I was like, yeah, you do. When the Africans were telling you that you're not African, now you can say, we are a tribe. We're just like you Africans. We have a tribe of our own. That's what I was trying to explain to the gentleman with the Indians who became honorary tribes, because they were looking at the real African tribes and saying, oh, how come everybody has a tribe and we are just called Indians? So they campaigned hard for it, and the people were trying to get the money and all that. So they did make them honorary. I'm not saying it was, I didn't make the decision, but that's what it is. So nobody is against somebody saying they're part of a tradition, and it is a tradition that nobody can deny. Even if Africans say, oh, you don't have a culture and this and that, we still acknowledge that Black people are, they have produced something that is distinctive, to Blacks in America. That is their thing. You wouldn't go finding Africans denying, that rap is Black or whatever. We acknowledge it. And so they make up, I think, an imaginary enemy in this, horrible Black American hating African who just wants to come and do all these things. And I understand that things, even from the African side, we have not been the most open. We haven't, done our homework. We haven't learned to be, part of the Black community in a lot of ways. So there is that. But there's no real hostility. Even when the people say, oh, don't be around them because of this and that and so on, it's not so much because you think of them as evil. You're just afraid of your children becoming something that people associate you with. So even as Africans, even though we want to deny our Blackness because we don't want to be with Blacks here because of the reputation they have abroad, but eventually you come to see that also is just an illusion. But So if they want to identify as something other than African or Black, nobody is going to force them. Just like when people tell Pan-Africans, oh, you just want everybody to go to Africa. No, or Africans, oh, why are you out here? There are different ways of doing different things. You can support your people by staying where you are, and you can support your people and yourself by going somewhere else. That's still supporting an African. Maybe I'm not supporting the Africans on the continent, and you don't know that I am. Many of us still, do support it, even if we're not there. So, you don't know the mechanics of how people do what they do. And people travel everywhere. The point of asking somebody, oh, why aren't you here or there, means that you're supposed to be born in one place and you're supposed to stay there forever. Those are the only people who can't be asked, why are you not where you were born? The world is there for people to travel. And even if you can't travel physically, nowadays you can travel digitally. You can look at the world, you can find information, you can find what you like. Even if you're a Black American and you don't know the exact place you're from, you can look at different cultures, see which one appeals to you. No, it wasn't Brother Bakari, but I think it was Guy in Nollywood. Sorry, I'm going so long. It's just because we haven't had a chance to just sit and talk. But
you good, man. Keep going. Take your time.
Okay. Okay, so I think it was if I say, I don't know if it was Guy or Brother Bakari, but he was saying about, when Black Americans, maybe sometimes they don't know why they have hostility towards each other. It could be some, inborn hostility from the continent. And I say, that could be very well true, because for me, I didn't understand why people with one language, one, basic culture couldn't get along. But that's what I'm saying, that our vices as Africans is still in Black America. So even if you want to become better and separate yourself, you really have to separate the negative things with the tribalism. It saddens me that Black America want to be more tribalistic when they see how tribalism has ruptured as a lot of African countries. But if that is what they need to become proud of who they are, I can't fault them for it, because I do know the benefits of feeling like you belong to a group that is distinct from others. It's just when you make the foundation of it being against others versus being, great within yourselves, you'll always need some other to be against. Am I making myself clear, or am I just rambling?
No, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah. So there's no, hostility from other, Blacks or Caribbeans about Black Americans having a culture of their own or distinguishing themselves from others, because they are a distinctive group, and we all, acknowledge and appreciate that. So it's only when that distinction comes with an opposition to other Black people, around the world. That's all I wanted to say.
Okay, and thank you, Tanzan, for coming on. And I hope you didn't get offended or nothing. And I would have stepped in. I noticed they tried to come at you instead of like Bakari or somebody else. But the only reason I ain't step in, because I know Tanzan don't play and she keep it real and she got information. She know how to defend herself. So I ain't even have to say or do nothing. She was tearing them up all night. And notice,
and it also okay, I will say this. The one advantage of my former white worship, and sorry, I don't want to get off topic, but when people talk about oh, religion fosters this white Jesus, but when people go into STEM, who are the people that are put in front of you? You have Hertz, Maxwell, Euler, you have Niels Bohr, you have Steinberg, you have all these people who they tell you how great they are, and you don't hear any single African name. And so for you associate science and logic and mathematics and everything with whiteness, with Americanism. So even in that, I think that we should also be against the intellectual superiority in those fields. But one of the things that helped me in that, when I was in that mindset, was that it helped me to, study a lot more than just, my people. For me, everything that was different from who I was better. Everything that was European and everything that was, culturally, not African was automatically, you know, the right thing. So I was very involved, you know, even when he talked about the whole Hindu, you know, I studied the whole, you know, the caste system, the Brahmas, the Kshatriyas. I read the Bhagavad Gita and the Mahabharata and all those stuff. So, you know, it does help to get the information, just so that, and then also when he started to say that, you know, India was part of Africa, and some people have also said, no, you know, anyway, but yes, thank you.
Yeah, and I hope you come back because you know, I'm not gonna do a lot of these kind of shows. And the next show is gonna be like more order, and I want to hear what you got to say because I know you got a lot of information. And Bakari, you see what you did, bro? I had to take y'all back to kindergarten or pre-K because y'all failed kindergarten last time. So you know, I just had to give y'all coloring books and let y'all go ahead and have those arguments anyway.
No, you only fail when you let you know, the kindergartners come on. And I have no idea what they were talking about, but one thing for sure, they want to make sure they let African people know that Africans not their people. So, like I said, they are not my people because I'm African. I'm American by force. They forced me into this, but I'm an African by blood. So that means they are not my people. And if they're not
Brother
the
Bakari,
people, yes.
I respectfully disagree that in your saying, in you saying that they're not your people. When we say that, you know, we can disagree and still, you know, not cut each other off. You know, I can respect that they don't want to be a part of us, but if I saw them and, you know, they're not too Chinese looking, that Leon guy, but if I saw them, for me, even if somebody does not want to be, you know, a part of it, I will let them go, just like you do with, you know, some people that are close to you, but I can't still regard them as not my people. So yeah.
Man, I wish I could give you a standing ovation, Tanzan. I'm sorry, Bakari. Go ahead.
No, you good. Yeah, but you know what? I'm like Cutter, man. I'm just being honest. I really don't have patience for a whole lot of what's it called? Pseudoism. And the whole while this guy was talking, man, he was just spewing and spewing and spewing. I would say made up stuff, but then I got to wonder, like, who made it up? I think a lot of that stuff he was saying, he just made up. But you know, but then the problem, then they want to be rude to Africans. And they think, I don't know, cause see, one thing I can say, a lot of black people here have a superiority complex. Well, I ain't gonna just say here because I done met a few of them Africans. The ones I don't deal with have a superiority complex too. Well, we want to feel superior over one another. We don't feel that way when it comes to other people. It's just when we dealing with one another, we have a superiority complex. And I don't like that superiority complex, right? Because they kept asking Tanzan as if Tanzan just might not know anything, you know. And it was, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't have let it irk me the way it did, but it did irk me. And that's just the honest truth, it did. It really did. But, you know, all in all, you know, you let people talk, and like you said, Forecast, they kept tying themselves up. They kept cutting themselves. You know, Tyron, he absolutely just kept cutting himself, which, you know, and if that's what they want to do, and if that's what they want to be, you know, let them be that. That's how I see it. And, you know, it is what it is. And I thank you for letting me come on. Tanzan is always great sharing a platform with you. I love your honesty. I love your honesty. I appreciate it. And I thank y'all once again. Do you are you gonna set up a channel, Tanzan?
Yeah, do you got a channel?
Oh no. I just listen.
Are you gonna get a channel?
No, no, I wouldn't. Yeah, actually, I don't usually like. If you search for me anywhere, I'm not at all anywhere. Like I haven't been. I'm very private, so so I just listen. I want to listen. I want to learn. I can share a little bit of what I know, but mostly I just like to listen.
Have you ever heard of a lady on YouTube called Africa United Force?
No.
You should check her channel out.
You said Africa United for Us?
Yes, Africa United Force. And it's this
Okay.
other lady named
Are you Bakari, are you saying force or for us?
Force.
Oh,
Why y'all act like
Force.
y'all can't understand what I'm saying? Africa, I'm sorry, let me Africa United Force.
Oh, okay. I did misunderstand you. I thought you were saying for us, like FORUS.
It's Africa United Force. Yeah.
Okay.
And
Okay.
then a sister named Bijou Noir. She's
Oh, no. Okay, yes, I am subscribed to her. Yes, Vision you are. You should have said that. Yes,
well,
I do
no,
listen.
they're two different people. I was just saying, yeah, they're two different people. But yeah, I be on Bijou Noir panel sometimes.
Oh, wait. Are you saying they're two different people?
Yeah, Africa United Force is one channel.
Okay.
Bijou Noir is one channel.
Okay. Then I have Vision Noir, but not African. African United Force. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
All right, y'all good?
Yes.
Yeah, we good.
Okay, yeah. So I know this conversation was all over the place. And like I said, it's a time and place for this. And so like since the last one I felt like we had to get it out of our system. And also it's an interesting question. Are East Indians black? It's definitely an interesting topic. But if you notice, everything they said was, oh, if you go there, then Europeans are going to call you this. If you go here, then these people are going to call you this. And all the time, like when I asked the dude El Catron, why would you call your son black and not brown? Well, because the other Spaniards will call him black or call him whatever. See, like now it's time for us to start to be able to define who is us. A part of self-autonomy is self-definition. You know what I'm saying? We get to decide who is in our group, who is not in our group. Like, and I get that it's a foreign concept because we're used to other people telling us who is who, you know what I'm saying, who's supposed to be in our group. And that was really kind of a little bit of the basis of it, you know what I'm saying? But I knew it was going to kind of go left field, and I let it go there, you know what I'm saying? Just because, but like I said, we're not going to be on too much in El Catron. We definitely not united with you. And there's another Mexican that came on the comments and he said, you got like less than a third grade education about Mexico. So I don't know if y'all even united. But like I said, man, we got to start like,
He said that about El Catron.
Yeah, he said he didn't know what he was talking about. That's what the Mexican dude said in the comments. You should go check out the comments. He left like a dissertation, you know what I'm saying? And he proved the point, but he didn't realize he was proving the point. But El Catron, so that means you was lying last time because you said y'all changing. We are getting on this code where Mexicans is doing this in the Mexican race. You know what I'm saying? So that's a bunch of all this stuff. And that's the same thing with the East Indian race. You know what I'm saying? There's white people in East India, is black people in East India, is black people and white people in Africa, in America. That's like saying is American Southerners black. You know what I'm saying? So like we got to start actually knowing what these definitions are, what we saying. And also when people are saying all these people are black, you got to realize they're including the one drop rule. You know what I'm saying? So they're going by they say everybody's doing European stuff, but literally the one drop rule is something European. But we can make up something right now, like you have to have 4 black grandparents to be considered black, or 8 great grandparents. Like we really have the ability to be self-defining, you know what I'm saying? So I appreciate all of y'all for coming. And let me say this. I'm sorry to Raw, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna be on something more productive next time. Not this crazy stuff, even though I think we should find something productive in it, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna play something to take us out, but yo, y'all got any last words while I find this real quick?
I'm good.
Okay.
I think I'm also chilling. That always perplexed me because it sounds like a question, and sometimes I see people saying, answering back, like they say, "What's up?" and somebody says, "What's up?" back, and yet, it's like answering a question with a question, and then sometimes I also see, "What's up?" and then somebody just, tilts their head like that, and then it's already answered. So Brother Bakari had been asking me for in the chat room for quite some time, and then I was like, I don't want to be rude, but I don't know how to respond. So
Your killing is the correct answer. But yeah, I feel you. Like, yeah, like, cause we be like that all the time. Like, like, I say what's up to everybody, and sometimes you just get the head nod, But yeah, so peace to all the guys in the earth. And let me stop saying that for people actually think that I'm I'm saying part of your organization. So I'm gonna play the last thing to take us out. So I appreciate you, Tanzan. Like, and I got mad respect for you. You are smart, I'm saying? You don't back down, you ask questions and you learn, and you willing to be like, okay, maybe I'm wrong. You know how valuable that is to say maybe I'm wrong, because we see people on here that would not take the fact that they're wrong about something. You know what I'm saying? So like I got nothing but respect for you, and I know you can handle your own, you know what I'm saying? That's why I don't have to do nothing. And I always got your back though. So always remember that. And Bakari, you my boy, you know what I'm saying? And I know you don't like when they be doing that, but I gotta get my troll in sometimes, my brother.
Hey, El Catron say bring that Mexican on, let him debate it. See, I could deal with him if they just wasn't so disrespectful toward other black people. That's my thing. You feel me?
I mean, this ain't Mexico, and what we
El
gonna listen
Catron
to
say
they
let him
debate in
debate that other
Spanish or
black
something?
dude, man. Now let him debate that other Mexican man.
Or they gonna sit there and debate in Spanish?
No, they got to speak English. Y'all got to speak English, El Catron.
They got to go on Pledge or Hardcore channel, because they black over there. He said he ain't black, so I ain't got no business with two Mexicans debating about how racist Mexico is. You know what I'm saying? Who cares? But or which white man that Mexicans want to follow. They want to follow Ukraine now. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I call East Indians the East Mexicans. That's why I'm about to start calling East Indians from now on the East Mexicans. You know what I'm saying? So but yeah, I'm sorry, man. Let me go out. Let me play this, and then I'm gonna go out, man. So I appreciate y'all, and thank y'all for everybody in the chat. So let me try to get to the right part though.
Yeah, check it out. Locked in. Yeah, check it. Hot damn black America again. Think of Sandra Bland as I'm staring in the wind. The color of my skin, they comparing it to sin. The darker it gets, the less fairer it has been. The hate made, I inherited from them. But I ain't gonna point the finger. We got anointed singers like Nina, Marvin, Billy, Stevie. Need to hear them songs. Sometimes to believe me, who freed me? Lincoln a Cadillac, drinking a battle rap. So is it Godspeed that we travel at? Endangered in our own habitats. Them guns and dope, man. Y'all can have it back. As a matter of fact, we them lab rats. You built the projects for, now you want your hood back. I guess if you could rap, you would express it too. That PTSD, we need professionals. You know what pressure do. It makes the pipes bust from schools to prison, y'all. They trying to pipe us to your political parties and fight us instead of making voting laws to spite us. You know, we from a family of fighters, fought in your wars and our wars. You put a nigga in Star Wars, maybe you need two. And then maybe we'll believe you. See black people in the future. We wasn't shipped here to rob and shoot ya. We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women are created equal, including black Americans. Yeah, that's black America again. I'm gonna do another verse for me. Check it out. From the same thing. Check it out. Keep that beat rolling. Yo, we go. Here we go. Here we go again. Trayvon will never get to be an older man. Black children, they childhood stole from them. Robbed of our names and our language. Stole again. Who stole the soul from black folk? Same man that stole the land from cheap black smoke and made the whip crackle on our back slow. Made us go through the back door and raffle black bodies on the slave blocks. Now we slave to the blocks, cause on them we spray shots. Leaving our own to lay in a box. Black mother stomach staying or not. We kill each other more than the cops. I wish the hating would stop. We are at war. and a battle with us. I know that Black Lives Matter, do they matter to us? These are the things we gotta discuss. The new plantation, mass incarceration. Instead of educate, they rather convict the kids. As dirty as the water in Flint, the system is. Is it a felony or a misdemeanor? Maria Sharapova making more than Serena. It took Viola Davis to say this. The roles of the help and the gangsters is really all they gave us. We need Avas, Ta-Nehisi's, and Cory Bookers. The salt of the earth to get us off of sugar and greasy foods. I don't believe the news or radio stereotypes we refuse. Brainwashed in the psycho to spin. We write our own story, Black America again.
All right. So he said, I don't know who freed me, Lincoln or Cadillac. So, but yeah, so I appreciate all of y'all for watching. And no, El Catron, we not hosting no Mexican debates about Mexican stuff. You know what I'm saying? We got nothing to do with that. But as always, man, we have got to start standing for something, or we're going to keep falling for anything.
Peace out. Peace out. El Catron, I'll host that debate. I want to see y'all Mexicans fight each other.
Yo, you gonna be the Black Bomb Aram?
Yes, hey, y'all can come on my channel in a debate, El Catron.
Yeah, I set that up, Bakari.
Peace out.
Yeah,
they can come. They can come.
Channel.
Yeah, they can come on there and debate. Peace out.
Peace.
Peace.
Brother Bakari, Brother Focused. Peace.
Peace, Tanzania.